All right. What's up with the camera tonight? Here we go. There, kids' toys. And we are live. How is it going, everybody in the chat? We got Ghost Mafia is on. He's having some issues. He's trying to sort out. We've got LU-LU-LUVU on tonight. She's going to explain what's going on with her situation at her, at her old house and stuff like that. And all of her paranormal experiences. And as you know, hello, Lulu.
Hello, everyone.
So we've got Pankadua, the Marine's wife, Robert H. We've got Jojo in the chat.
Hello, Lulu.
Hello, Ghost.
With Mike P. Irish Whiskey Paranormal.
It's after I start saying it, but I'm some kind of delay. I don't know what's going on. I've got a bunch of storms in the area.
It's cool.
So you're pretty much going to be running this one on your own, Brian. I'll be in the chat.
All right, Ghost. I can do that. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Jenny. JCT, what's up? So, Ghost Mafia tonight, guys, is having some issues. When he can, I'm sure he'll pop in and out.
We got LU-LU-LUVU.
Yeah, we got Lulu on tonight. We're gonna have Lou Rock coming in. It's gonna be a busy night. So, hey, Jenny. All right, so Trizzy Wicks. So, Lulu, what's all happened for you so far?
Well, it started when we purchased the house, my husband and I. The house was over 150 years old, an old farmhouse. And we were offered a great price to purchase contents included.
Yeah.
So we did. And I never thought much, about it. It was an old farmhouse. The gentleman had passed away in the house.
Yeah.
And his wife was she had dementia, so she had to go to a home. And so they sold the house. So we were there maybe a year. We had horses and cattle and so on. So it was just kind of in and out, and it was in the winter when things quiet down. The first winter, and my husband worked as a mobile mechanic. When snow plows and graders and stuff got broke down, he was gone all hours of the night. So I would be left with my little girl, and I had a Doberman, thank goodness. It started with noises upstairs. I would hear thumping, and I called my husband at work, and he said, "Listen, it's an old house. It's probably just settling, right? The frost, the cold." And so this went on for, I don't know, a month. And then one night I heard a smash, and it was so loud I could feel the floors below me, underneath me, shake. My dog went nuts, and I called my husband at work again. It was through the night. This stuff always happened when I was by myself. Very rarely was my husband around. And I called him, and I said, "There's no way." I said, "You have to come home." And he was a good half hour away, and I got my daughter up, and we got dressed, and I waited outside at night in the snow outside.
Oh, wow.
For my husband to come home. There was an old picture, way back then when they made the pictures on metal plates.
Yeah.
And they kind of colored it in, and there was an old picture that was still left in the house, and it was of this woman. It was like an 11 by 14 frame. And they had this picture in the front porch, facing the wall. It was just on the floor, facing the wall. And I'm like, okay, I picked it up, and it was of this woman. And her eyes were piercing. She had long brown hair kind of tied back, and a blouse with little lace up the front. almost no expression on her face. And I thought, man, this picture is freaky.
Yeah.
I called a friend of mine that at the time, I knew she had a little knowledge with spirits. She said, do not throw it out. Do not destroy it. She said, leave it where it was at.
Yeah.
If someone wants it, she said it's okay to let them take it, but do not destroy it and do not throw it out. And she didn't explain any more than that. And of course, I listened to her. I thought, cool. So she remained in the porch against that wall for the entire time I was there. And we bought, I mean, we're talking the sofa, the love seat, the antique dining room table, and the hutch, everything, dressers, and the barn was full of stuff. The China dishes, and just it was just boxes upon boxes. So over 2 years, I did give a lot of it away, and I sold a lot of it because
Okay.
I sold the dining room table and the hutch, and the house became so gloomy and dark. And what began it all was a friend of mine come in the house. This is the woman that I asked questions about the picture. She come into the house and she looked to the right at the kitchen sink, and she turned around and walked back out. And her name was Roxy. I said, Roxy, wait a minute, what's wrong? And she said, there's someone standing in front of your sink. It's a man. He's tall. He has coveralls on like a farmer and boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you're playing. Like I'm like, this isn't funny. And I got a little ticked off at her, thinking, no, she knows, that I'm nervous and a little sensitive. So she wouldn't go back in the house. So I got really upset with her, and I thought, okay, just I stopped going upstairs at this point. Well, just prior to that, all the noises upstairs, I refused to go upstairs, and I bought a cot and I slept downstairs. My husband slept upstairs. I slept on a cot downstairs. I
Oh,
never I never went back upstairs. Never. So another friend of mine came in, and she sat down. We were having tea, and she looked over. This is just unreal. She looked over at the sink, and she said, "Who the hell is that?" And chills went up my spine. She seen the friggin' same guy in front of my sink. I kid you not. Unbelievable. But they didn't get bad vibes. There was a man there, and it has to be old Mr. Wallace, the guy that passed in the house.
yeah.
Mr. Wallace was a very tall man, and he was a farmer. I can't confirm the cover halls, but he had cattle there and heavy draft horses. So back then, you know, you put on your cover halls and go to the barn, right?
Oh, yeah. See,
So
back then, sorry, Lulu.
no, go ahead,
See,
please.
back then, that's all the men wore was coveralls
Yeah.
or expensive suits.
Hmm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
but did you see his wife too that used to own the house?
Yes, I met her. Yeah, I met her when I went to look at the house. I mean, the house was absolutely adorable, really old. And I'm not into the modern, how some people like modern houses and everything up to date. I'm the opposite. I love old style country paneling. If it's ancient and old, it's got character. I love old places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was attracted to it right from the beginning. And so as time went on, of course, I would not go upstairs, and my life was becoming a living hell. It really was. And it was affecting me emotionally. I was terrified at nighttime. My husband, he would go to work during the day, and it didn't seem like it was past like towards late afternoon, evening. That's when things would start. And it became worse in the wintertime, like cold and in the wintertime. I don't know if it's because I spent more time in the house at winter,
Yeah.
but I start to, grow. Just like I said, it affected my life, and my husband didn't understand because he didn't feel or experience anything. And he said it's all in your mind. You're getting yourself all upset over nothing. The house is old. It creaks, it settles, and my dog sensed it. My dog would stand at the bottom. My Doberman would stand at the bottom of the stairs with her hair straight up, and she would be growling, looking up the stairway. And we had a gate. My husband made a little gate going across so the dog couldn't get upstairs.
Yeah.
We had to cover it off so the dog, and it was a tall paneling, so the dogs couldn't she couldn't see upstairs anymore because she was getting that bad. So I I did. I got really stressful, a little not depressed, but just anxious, and I start getting sick. I start losing weight, and I didn't look well. And I got right pale and thinner, and I just I don't know if it was stress or what it was, but I end up in intensive care.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I end up in intensive care. I did have diabetes. And with stress, your diabetes will flare, right? For me, it does. It affects stress and pain affects my diabetes, and I end up going into diabetic coma.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the doctor told my husband, you might want to, call in some family, and he was like, oh my God, the day before this was in December, just before Christmas. The day before, I was baking carrot cake, fine, and then bang, I was in intensive care. So when I got out, I came home and I instantly just felt like, oh my God, it was dread to have to come back to this house. So, and I said to my husband, I'll never forget it. I said, something's going to change in this house drastically. And right after Christmas, we start looking for a house. And it got that bad. I mean, there was so much tension and anxiety.
Yeah.
And damn it, we sold that house, the first offer. We sold the house, and I left most of the contents in that house. I moved. I just walked away, left not everything, but most of it. Probably 60% of our contents in that house that were there when we bought it.
Oh wow.
So the lady that bought the house, she bought the house. She started getting the EBGBs. She contacted me and she said, I have to ask you a question. Did you ever feel anything weird in this house? And I'm like, oh my God. What am I going to say?
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, I had to tell her the truth. I didn't go into, max details, but I told her yes, and so on and so forth. She lasted a year in that house and she left in the middle of the night.
And never returned.
Nope, she left.
So
The second person that bought it was a gentleman.
yeah.
He just got divorced and he got it for a great deal from her.
Yeah.
And oh, he might have been there a year and a half, and they found him dead in the house.
What?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. And I never ever, I totally refused to look into it, to look who's there, anything, nothing. I haven't driven by it. This is the first time I've ever shared this story, ever. There's something evil, and I know it was that woman. It had to have been. Because old Wallace, I never ever got a bad energy from Wallace, and I knew he was present. I knew he was present. I remember baking, or I did a lot of baking back then, and I could just feel the energy. And I remember saying, "Hi, Wallace,"
Yeah.
like out loud, if he was there to let him know it was okay.
Yeah.
Wallace was a sweetheart, and I knew he was there. But this evil, whatever it was, it drove me out, it drove the lady out, and the gentleman died.
So
And
you
it yeah. Mm-mm.
so you're set on think well, you said you never felt any kind of fear anything from the male.
No, nothing. Very, very good energy. Yeah.
But when the wife was around, how did
The wife was still living. That's who she bought the house from.
Yeah, the wife was still living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the
Yeah.
lady picture then? Did you ever find out?
No, never found out. No, because the lady went in the nursing home and she had dementia, so that was that. So
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah,
There had to have been something to either scare that guy enough to pass or have a heart attack or something
hmm
that
oh
you
yeah,
that
yeah,
you may have never even seen in that home while you were there.
yeah, yeah. I was so damn scared. I really was. It was everything not to even look. I would try to like I did a lot of cross stitching at the time, so I would focus on that and I would play movies loud with my daughter. You know,
Yeah.
I had everything loud so I wouldn't hear anything. And I would always make sure if I was in the living room, I had everything I needed so I didn't have to go back out into another room. Like I would actually plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what
did it
kind?
ever, did it ever touch you, Lulu?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so, but it didn't like me. I know that. It didn't like me. Mm-mm. And whatever it was lived upstairs.
And that's where it stayed all the time, was up on the second floor.
Yeah.
Now,
Always. Go ahead.
sorry, Lulu. Was there a certain room in that house that made you feel more uncomfortable?
My bedroom upstairs. My bedroom upstairs. And that's where my husband found me when I collapsed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, it wasn't upstairs. No, no, I'm sorry. Or what? No. See, I don't remember much when I
It's
pa-
okay, Lulu.
passed out, but I'm trying to think what happened when I went downstairs. Something happened. I kept trying to think. It was just so creepy. It's such an old house. You had to pass one room to get to the next and the next and the next. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't you go in and go in a door here and there. You had to pass through everybody's room.
Oh, wow. So it was all added together,
Yeah.
almost like a puzzle.
Yep. Yep. And there was the strangest door upstairs, and it was like a picture a walk-in closet, but kind of like a dungeon form boards, and there was just an old wooden door, like for the door when you open it. It's like old barn boards, and it was just this room. There was no light. It was creepy. It was damp. I have no idea what it was used for, but I never put anything in it.
Yeah.
No.
That's really weird.
Now, is that the only time that you've experienced something like that?
What, this house, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. To that extent. Yeah. I did experience when I was in my coma. I went to a place, I'm not sure what, I don't know if it was my subconscious or if I actually went somewhere on a journey spiritually. I have no I have no idea, but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So where was this house located, Lulu?
I'm in Nova Scotia, so it was in the country and it was set off by itself. It's the type of house that if you drive by a million times and then it's like, oh my God, I didn't know that house was there until someone points it out. It was back off the road.
Oh, so it's one of those hidden ones.
Yeah, and it was absolute. The property was to die for. Oh man, it was gorgeous, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and that's what caught our attention because we had cattle and horses, and there was a barn there, and there was acreage. We wanted to raise our little girl on a hobby farm, right?
Mm.
That was very important to us. So, but I said before we went on live, it affected. It has changed my life. And even hearing you guys talk about your experiences, sometimes it really does. It terrifies me sometimes,
Yeah.
But I mean, my experience listening to your guys' experience, there's a big difference. I mean, like JoJo asked me, was I ever touched by her? And I wasn't. But man, I knew she was watching me. I could feel it.
Yeah.
I really could feel it.
It's that uneasy feeling of somebody there, but you can't see anybody there.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, and I questioned myself because my husband kept telling me it's all in my head.
Yeah, it's really not. If that's the way that you felt, Lulu, and you've seen that male in the kitchen all the time,
Yeah.
it's not just in your head.
No.
Did your husband catch on eventually or see him himself?
Well, at the end of it, he kind of softened up to Wallace. That was the older man. His
Yeah.
name Wallace, and Wallace was known to be an absolute sweetheart. He's known in my town, and he got dementia actually, and his wife had to put him in a home, and he was going around the house talking to people. At the end of it, Wallace was, yeah, before he went into a home and passed away. He was talking to people, and he would go to the front door, and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" Someone's at the door, and he would let them come in the house and have a coffee. He wanted them to come in and have a coffee, and there's no one there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a dementia thing or.
They never thought that it could be something that was like on the property or in the house.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought that way, but I mean, they told me this, after the fact that we bought the house. We start, figuring out little things, and
Mm.
but you couldn't pay me enough to go in that house today. Still, it was crazy, and what really did it was when I got sick, because it's such a horrible thing to say, and I've never said this to anybody, but when I got home from the hospital, it was so glum there, and I said to my husband, I was in the bathroom just standing there, and I said, "Why didn't you just let me go?" And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "That night, why didn't you just let me go?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come back here." And I was asking him, it would have been better to have died than have to come back here. And I think that's when it really hit home, because he had tears in his eyes. He didn't know, like, is it that bad? And
Yeah.
we were gone. Be what? January, February, March, April, May. We were gone 5 months later. The house we sold and left.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I know it's not in my mind.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not, because I've never. I just felt the fear, and fear is the worst feeling in the world.
It is.
Yeah. That's why I asked you guys earlier, like, how do you guys live with it? Like, do you ever get scared?
Um,
I'm so used to it that I'm not really scared for myself. I'm more worried about the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like my only fear, like last night when we did what we did on Brian's channel with his spirit box session, it had actually mentioned our kid's name, our one child, and it kept telling us to go upstairs, check on him. He's in the room with him. Go upstairs.
yeah.
Oh my God.
And I actually told her, I was like, if you're anywhere near my kid, I'll send you right back to hell where you came from.
Now, was there anything I could have done to that? Like, if I was there?
You like where at the place that you lived in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could have cleansed. I mean, you could have tried cleansing, whether it's with holy water or you use sage or you want to do it that way. And you could have used crystals and things like that to try and keep it at bay. But I mean, it's hard to know because you're not there now, so you don't know if that stuff would have worked, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I do know, were you anywhere near a church or anything like that, Lulu?
Oh, yes. Just, 4 or 5 houses up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have had the minister or priest actually come down and do a blessing on the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah. Well, there's two people that seen it. My friend Roxy and my other friend. They both seen Wallace. And
Oh, wow.
and I left the picture behind, and I told the woman that asked me if I had ever, the person that purchased my house, I told them about the picture. She's seen the picture. I said, just leave it there. Don't destroy it. She burnt it in the oil barrel outside. She did burn it.
The new owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably why she didn't last long.
Yeah. Yeah. She burnt it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
And she,
since that house, what have you experienced paranormal wise?
shadow, what does my grandmother call them? Shadow walkers?
Shadow figures?
Darn it. I can't remember what she used to call them, but you see shadows like you in the corner of your eye.
Yeah, those are shadow figures.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen them. It's been about a couple months the last time I seen one here. Yeah. Just a brief whoosh by.
Yeah.
But I don't have there's like I'm like, "Oh my God, what was that?" And then I'm like, "Okay." And it doesn't affect me. Like I don't have that nagging, fearful energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, someone like it's just like they have somewhere, like they're on their way somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a direction, they're just poof. Yeah. It's been a couple months since I've had that here.
Wow.
Yeah. No, can like an entity be attached to a person and go with them?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Spirits can get attached to a person, an object, land.
They can get attached to something that was in the house if they wanted to possess it.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much possess it, but if it had sentimental value to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there something that you took from that house with you?
Yeah, I did bring some stuff with me. Yeah. Crafts. I've always been into crafting, and I did, a lot of the cross stitches that I was talking about. I brought all those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're here. All my craft supplies are here. And I still have one dog left from that house.
Okay.
He's 14 and he's still with us. So, and I don't, I think he's all right. So.
And how long ago was that?
10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you brought anything negative with you.
Yeah.
Just because you would notice it by now, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, I mean, sometimes, yeah, they lay dormant, but they're not going to lay dormant for 10 years.
No. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. Now, could that have been a demon?
It's hard to say. I mean, there's unhappy spirits, there's malevolent spirits, and then there's like demonic spirits. So, I mean, the fact that it didn't seem to really attack you or touch you or anything like that, it was just kind of an uneasy feeling, like you were depressed and sad.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were just sensing a spirit that wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Like if they passed in a miserable way, or if they were unhappy in life, sometimes that carries on into the afterlife for them.
Now, could they possibly? I've heard people mention, that they stay or they are trapped in a home or in a building. Like, can they get trapped in there?
They can. What traps them usually is they're unsure how to find the light, and that's what we usually call it. So like crossing over kind of thing. Sometimes they don't realize that they've already passed, that they need to cross over. Sometimes they just don't want to, and sometimes they just have a really strong attachment to their property or their house or something in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And it just makes them stay. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, down the basement, I think I might have been down there maybe 3 times the It was really creepy. It was a mud basement.
Okay.
And my daughter and I went down, and they had this old rock pickling, a little pickling room back then, how they did all their pickles and jars and
Okay, yeah.
preserves, I guess they call it. They had this little room, and there were still preserves on the shelves. Oh, geez, something just hit me. Oh, damn. Okay, I'll finish this. Um, anyways, Shelby, my daughter, was digging through the mud with a spoon, playing, you know. It was,
Yeah.
and she pulled out this white thing. It was a bone. It was an animal bone. And so when, my husband would go down, she would take her spoon, and she ended up digging up all these animal bones. And then one day she dug up a big, like a big pot, like an old antique pot, and so they must have buried animals down there or something when they passed. I don't know, but there had to have been 50 or 60 bones we dug up. It's crazy. But when I said, "Oh my God," something just hit me. In that basement, there was an old cabinet. It was rickety. The doors were falling off. There was a couple things of preserves in it. It was wood, and it was just, ancient. And
Yeah.
I said to my husband, "Can you bring that upstairs?" And he said, "You're crazy. For what?" I said, "I want to toll paint it and have it, as a little kitchen nook or whatever." So I did. I sanded it down. I toll painted it, and it turned out beautiful. Everyone loved it. It's in my kitchen right now. I did bring that with me.
Oh wow.
See,
I never crossed my mind until now. It's
Yeah.
in my kitchen. Hmm.
my question is the animal bones, you said that they must have buried them. Before that house was there, it could have belonged to natives, it could have been settlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very possible that animals had passed on that land before they built the house and they just never saw the bones.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. But there were a lot of bones down there.
Oh yeah.
That
Lot
just seems a little strange.
It does.
So that cabinet that I have, it's in my kitchen, and it's still after I painted it years ago, it's still the same way. And I got that the woman that bought the house and she left. She got scared and left. She told me she was leaving. "Is there anything you want before I leave?" And I said, "My cabinet," because I forgot to take it.
Yeah.
So I went, or I didn't go back, but my husband went and got that cabinet before she left.
Okay.
So she picked up, and it was in the middle of the night. I mean, she had it in her mind that, okay, she had to get out of there. She was going to try to sell it or find a place to rent or rent it out. That was the plan. But it just didn't go that way. But I did get my cabinet out of that house.
Yeah.
Is that something I should get rid of?
I honestly, I don't think you'll have a problem. Like, I mean, you've had it this long.
Yeah. So if anything was attached, it would have shown itself by now, right?
It would have the first minute, or even like 2-3 weeks after, maybe a month after.
Well, I would say, like I said, things can lay dormant, but I don't think it'll lay dormant for 10 years.
No.
You know?
It would have already come out, Lulu, if something.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, though. I really, yeah. I don't pick up any bad energy in this house.
Yeah.
This house is old, also. It's just a small little bungalow, and I haven't picked up any. I'm not keen on the basement, but I don't like basements. Period. This one is creepy, but I don't like them anyways. So, and I very rarely go down to the basement. No. And I don't even open the basement door, actually. Like, you know how you hang your grocery bags up and so you can recycle them? My husband has them hung. You open the basement door and they're hung on the wall. I won't even open the door to get a bag. I just I just don't like basements. They freak me out. These kind of basements. But go ahead.
By the way, Lulu, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I see Ghost out there.
Yeah, she did miss the chat that was filling up with emojis for her.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's filling for you too.
I'll definitely go back and see them. I'm sorry, everyone. Thank you.
We can continue, Lulu. Just give me a sec, because Cardiac Tap fam, she's like, I think you can clean things too, right? You can cleanse stuff, Cardiac, and yeah, you can cleanse it up, clean it up, do whatever you want. But as long as that spirit bond leaves, you're pretty much fine.
Well, I mean, it all depends on the kind of spirit, but from what I'm hearing from Lulu, like, it wasn't really a malevolent spirit. It just seemed very unhappy and like one of those "you're intruding on me" kind of things.
Yeah.
You know, because the way she spoke, it was more like every time she came into the house or certain areas of the house, it was like she wasn't wanted.
Yeah. So the house you're in now, like the last house I'm hearing, Lulu, definitely scared you away from basements for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It did affect me. It did. There I am. I still have that fear there of when I hear spirit or, the spirit box or, that fear comes back. It really does. Yeah.
Wow.
It did traumatize me to some point because I was starting to lose my mind, And then when I came back from my coma, it, what I said to my husband, when I got home and how I felt, like, that's not me. I mean, my goodness, it's not like me at all. I was just totally not myself. And after we left and we rented a place before we bought this place,
Yeah.
and I slipped right back to my old self again, within months.
Oh, yeah.
I felt better. I felt fresh. I get up and I was excited to do my laundry and, go from one end to the other. And I felt reborn, like freedom. I was free. I
Yeah.
think that's the key word. I felt trapped there.
Yeah.
I have a question for her.
Okay.
Lulu, when you told your husband, like when you said to him, "Why didn't you let me go?" Where in the house were you?
The bathroom.
Which was
Right.
where?
Just right off the kitchen, right directly beside the kitchen.
Okay, so you weren't like upstairs or anything like that.
No.
I'm just wondering because, like, I realize the house was a dread for you, but sometimes things like that can have an effect on you to the point where it's actually the spirit saying that. You know what I mean? Kind of like a manipulation kind of thing to get you out.
Yeah, but remember when I said, I would be in the living room and at the end of it, stay in the living room, and I would make sure that I had everything we needed in the living room so I didn't have to go back out in the kitchen. So the living room was my spot, and I had my dog, my daughter, and, drinks, treats, whatever we needed, the phone, and that was the area that we sat in. And I didn't even want to go to the kitchen at the end of it. Even the bathroom. It was weird. It just we left that house and I did not shed a tear. I did not look back. I didn't miss it even to this day. Like, I haven't seen the house since then. And it's only 10 minutes from here. I don't know if I'm sure someone bought it, living in it.
Yeah. Now, mind you, if they're seeing the same thing you are, they might have got it cleansed or had a paranormal group come in or something to look into what was going on. But
and I wish I had known about, that back then, because I didn't. Like, I wasn't aware that, I could have my house cleansed.
Yeah.
Or I would have. I would have tried that. I had no idea. The only person was Roxy, and when she entered a building or the house or the barn, she always had to exit out of that exact same door. She was very particular.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't, she must have had some experiences. 'cause she was very particular. And that day she walked in and walked back out, wouldn't come back in. I thought, oh, you know, that was.
Odd that she didn't tell you how to cleanse the house.
She didn't. No, she didn't. I never got any bad feelings from the barn. The barn was fine. My little one, we always had a plan if anything happened after school and mommy wasn't home, that she takes the Dobie and she goes into the barn and locks the barn door with the Dobie. Like that
Yeah.
was the emergency plan. And so one day I was late and she went in the house. She knew where the key was. Oh, my nerves. She was okay, but I mean, and she slept upstairs. Her bedroom was at the top of the stairs.
Oh,
And
wow.
she had no fear. None. She was fine. So figure that one out.
Wow.
It was almost like it just didn't like you.
Yeah. Yeah. But that night that I got sick, she came downstairs. She heard me and my husband trying to talk to me, make sense. She came downstairs crying. And, you know, hubby said, you know, okay, mommy's going to be okay. You know, we're going to take her to the hospital and get her checked out. He said, you go on up and I'll call you when we get dressed. And she would not go back upstairs. She cried and cried and cried and cried. She didn't, you know, I mean, I was still setting up and, you know, whatnot, but she put a big stink up that night. She's terrified to go back upstairs. I don't know if it was because of me or upstairs. I must ask her if she remembers that, but it was just a bad house for me. I don't know what it was, but that woman did not like me.
Oh,
Are we back now?
Yeah.
You guys hear me? Hey, they can hear me. All right. Awesome.
My question is, Lulu, are you sure that it was the woman and it wasn't something like someone else?
You know what? It very well could have been something else. But that picture was so powerful. And if you looked at that picture, it's the type of picture. Her eyes are so piercing that if you walk from left to right, her eyes follow you.
Oh, it's one of those kinds of pictures.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how old the picture was?
Oh, goodness. Well, it was so old that it was back when they took pictures on metal plates.
Oh, so like the black and white. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big flat.
Yeah. It was old. Yeah. And she followed you no matter where you went. Didn't matter. She always watched.
See, back then when those kinds of pictures were taken, they always used to say that every time you took a picture, it would capture part of your soul.
Actually, the Amish still believe that to this day.
Yep.
And they do, yeah.
They do.
Is that why the dolls have no faces?
Well, yeah, they believe that dolls can capture spirits as well as people taking your photograph can steal your spirit.
Yep.
Yep.
Unearthly spirits can get trapped in dolls with faces. They can get attached to dolls. And if you go up to an Amish community and try to snap a picture of an Amish person, he's liable to come up and sock you in the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I did
they it's true. Yeah. There's a lot of Amish around my area, so it's like
Yeah, we have a lot of Amish around here. Like we're in the city, but where we are, we're not far from like the countryside.
Yeah.
So, and our side of the countryside here is Amish, Mennonites, and stuff like that. Like, I remember I drove my van through St. Jacobs, which is Amish and Mennonite country here. Okay. You don't see cars going down those roads. You only see horse and buggies. And I remember them giving me the dirtiest looks. And I actually had one kid, and I swear to God, he was no more than 12 years old. He actually flipped me off.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, they get really upset. You should have seen it the one time we were going to get lumber. And keep in mind, I knew the Amish family. My grandfather raised us around them. He'd always go to the farm, help them out, do whatever. They all got into the barn. I went in as they were cutting wood, and I was taking pictures. Oh, man, did they still get mad at me. I swear he wanted to beat me or something.
They just don't believe in that stuff.
They don't.
I've never seen an Amish person before.
Yeah, I can't imagine there being very many out in Nova Scotia.
Oh gosh, I've never seen one. There is another tidbit to the story.
Okay.
And it might be coincidence. I don't know.
Okay.
I went into my coma. Okay, we'll back up. My mother, I haven't seen in years and years and years. She kind of gave me up when I was 3. So my mom's birthday is on the 21st of December.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went into coma on the 21st of December. And my husband's ex-girlfriend commit suicide on the 21st of September. All in the same day. She killed herself the very day I went sick. And I went sick on my mother's birthday. Like all 3 of them. How weird is that?
Now, here's my question. His ex-girlfriend, was she happy about you guys getting together?
No, I don't imagine. I mean, actually, I don't know, to be honest. I think she felt that she messed up. She messed up. You know, she should have stayed with him.
So I'm wondering if maybe it was her spirit you felt.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Because it might not have been an attachment to that house. It may have been an attachment to him.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Because I know she had regret.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
And I don't think it was so much that she didn't like you. I think it was more or less like, this is mine. Because if you think about it, he could sleep upstairs. Your daughter could sleep upstairs, but you couldn't.
Yeah. Because he said to me that he's seen her out, him and my daughter were out on a bike ride. This is out where we lived in the country.
Yeah.
And he's seen her drive by in the car. And he said that she gave him the weirdest look. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, almost the look like, oh my God, you know, almost regret kind of thing. Looked at him, just gave him the weirdest look.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I don't mean to back this up or anything, but I had some nasty storms coming through my area, and I couldn't get up on panel and all that. But I was listening in, and you were talking about a piece of furniture that you had in your basement that you brought up and refinished.
Yeah.
That may have an attachment to it.
Mm.
Now, that's kind of like my area expertise on things like that, because I do that. I'll find an old, people throw a piece of furniture out next to the road or put a sign on it that says free, and I'll pick it up and I'll bring it here. And Lady Swan can attest to this. She's like, that is ugly. Why don't you just throw that away? And by the time I'm finished with it, she's like, I don't want to get rid of that. I like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And literally I've done that. But when you refinish something, you're sanding it down, you're taking the layers of years away from it. So if there is any attachment to it after the restoration process, it would be purely an emotional attachment. And I would think that if you saged it or something like that, did some kind of blessing on it or cleansed it with like holy water, I think that would take the attachment off of that.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, because, just like a house, and what I was telling you last night, the years of dust and skin cells that you lose build up in a home, and that home actually becomes a part of you after a while. You imprint your DNA in that home, and there's no way to get it out unless you were to do a full restoration, which is like ripping out the walls, ripping out the floors, and putting all new down. That's basically what you're doing when you restore a piece of furniture. You're sanding down layers of the years, and you're taking away that embedded, DNA in that piece of furniture. So then all that's left is an emotional attachment, and that would be a lot easier to cleanse away with saging or a blessing or holy water or something like that than, just bringing it up and leaving it the way it was.
Wow, that's incredible to hear you, and it just makes so much sense, but you never think of that. That would never have crossed my mind.
Yep.
That's amazing. So I'm going to do that just for the sake of peace of mind.
Now, getting back to the whole ex-girlfriend thing, I honestly believe that probably what could have been. Now, I'm not saying that the other spirits didn't like the other people that were in the house, but I'm wondering if that spirit that didn't want you around him because you weren't allowed to sleep upstairs with him, it kept you downstairs. It kept you secluded.
Geez, you know, Jojo, I never thought of that. Wow, never. And it makes so much sense. Like, you know, when you say it that way.
Well, I mean, you gotta think people have emotional attachments to objects, and
Mhm.
in life, you build those bonds.
Yeah, you get close.
You pass away with regrets, and especially if you pass away with regrets about losing someone that you loved.
And I mean, what are the chances of committing suicide the day I'm sick?
Mm-hmm.
The actual day that, you know? Oh, wow. And I remember, like, once I woke up, he told me, you know, he told me that she passed away, and that's all I heard, and I didn't find out until afterwards. And then my journey, like when I went into my coma, I did go somewheres, and like I said, I don't know if it happened or was it my subconscious. Again, my husband said it was just in my mind.
Yeah.
He's not a believer, okay? But I was in this cloudy, dark. It was fog. It was cold, ice, ice, ice cold. I was freezing to death. And there was this entity beside me, tall, dark. I couldn't see any face. And we talked just by thought. Like what do you call that? Telepathic or whatever? Like we didn't need to talk. We were speaking just mind to mind. And I kept saying, where am I? Where am I going?
Yeah.
And it was a male because I could feel the masculinity. And he said, just keep walking. And when I looked to the left and right, there was these little kind of like a ditches. And there were all these people. And these people were gray. They were sad. They had the most horrible, sad look on their face. And and I kept looking and I thought, oh man, you know, I was starting to get really scared. I thought, you know, where are we going? Where are we going? And we walked forever. And all of a sudden, I seen light. And I thought, of course, you know, it's heaven, right? This is what I'm thinking. It wasn't. When we got to the light, it was in the yard when I was a little girl, and my mother was there. And mom looked at me, and she had a big smile on her face, and she said, Jody, my name's Jody. She said, Jody. And she ran to me and hugged me. And I could feel her skin was so warm. I could smell her hair, the shampoo, and I could feel her embrace me right tight.
Yeah.
And and it just was so real. And I thought, you know, the big thing is my mother was happy to see me, right? Which that would never happen in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Circumstances, there are nasty little story. But anyways, my mother would not be happy to see me, nor would I be happy to see her. But this was beautiful. And I was so excited because mom was happy to see me. And when I finally woke up from my coma, I sat up and I was looking around. I didn't know what was going on. I seen all these wires and tubes. I start looking at my arms and moving my legs. I thought I was in a car accident. And I wanted to see, you know, if I could move everything. And I'm looking around. The nurse came in and said, oh, Jody. And I automatically said, where's my mom? Where's mom at? And I'm looking all over the place for my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's weird. Like the whole thing is just messed up. I don't know where the mother thing comes in or the girlfriend thing, but so
Now,
this is all intertwined.
now, Lulu, there's a couple people out in the chat that's asking about you, wants to know what your channel's about, what you like to do, and things like that. If you could give us a little brief description of what you like to do on your channel and things like that, that help out with people in the chat are wanting to get to know you, so
Oh,
they're
I'm
checking
sorry.
out your channel and stuff like that. So
I'm sorry about
tell us a little
that.
bit about yourself.
It's okay, Lulu.
I have pretty much it's just a fun channel. It's a hobby channel. I have lots of pets, past and present. I have ferrets, guinea pigs, rats, mouse, dogs. horse. My daughter's all grown up, off to university, and I don't know if it's filling an empty nest thing. And I do craft. I love crafting. I have a few crafting videos, and I'm from Nova Scotia, beautiful Nova Scotia, Canada. And I do have some videos of the land. We have beautiful hunting here and fishing. A lot of heritage, old buildings. I live in a small town where the buildings are 150, 200 years old. And I do have a video of that, and I live just up from the POW camp, which I
I
didn't
see.
know to a
I
few
seen
years ago.
Alyssa Parrish in the chat there a little while ago was saying that her brother had gotten a lot of the old furniture that she had in her house that she didn't want anymore, and he just built a big bonfire and burned it all. He said the noises and the colors from the flames actually scared him a little bit. It was creepy,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, it sounded demonic. And different types of old wood like that. When it burns, you'll hear squeals from it, things like that. And of course, any kind of hardware on old, things like that, brass locks on dressers and things like that. Anytime you burn brass or copper or any kind of metal, it'll give off a different color.
Hmm.
So it's actually scientifically explainable, but seeing it and hearing it are two different things. That it can creep you out. It does make you think a little bit. But yeah, there is a logical explanation for that.
I never
I
thought
just wanted to touch on that
of
for a
it.
second.
Yeah. So my channel is just about hobbies. That's pretty much it. I don't, have any huge plans. My enjoyment on YouTube is supporting my friends, making new friends, and yeah, I love that. I've met some wonderful people on YouTube.
And Lulu is a huge advocate for like the ASPCA and animals and shelters and things like that. She has helped out with me and Uber Goober on fundraisers for the ASPCA and things like that. And it's always a pleasure to work with Lulu. Guys, if you don't know Lulu, love you, get over to her channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of her videos, and leave her a comment. By the way, it was her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Lulu.
Oh, thank you so much. I turned 21, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Although my daughter's 25.
Lulu, Brian would still be in the pet shelter homeless.
What? Love you too.
Yeah, Jeff picked him up as a rescue.
Oh, that was so kind of you, JoJo.
They have been stuck with the
inspired me.
horses.
But I'm a little disappointed they didn't neuter him.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Hey Jenny, you just keep your opinion to yourself there, young lady.
So what
Yes, and don't forget to have your pet spayed and neutered.
now? What other stuff have you come across, like paranormal wise, like whether it be like in your own home or life or out? Like, do you experience anything?
Aside from that, not a tremendous amount. That would be it. That was enough for me. That was, like I said, it was a couple years before I fully recovered. Even health wise, like physically it was. And then of course the lady that bought the house and then the gentleman. So it was ongoing for a few years because I
Yeah.
was getting so much feedback. I was getting so much feedback. The Nova Scotia Heritage Society on Facebook asked me to share the story with them on Facebook, and I couldn't do it. No, so, but I feel much better now that I've been watching videos and you guys and other paranormal communities, and so I'm learning more too, like
Oh,
what Ghost said about people's DNA and they can be still in the objects, right? That never crossed my mind
I
when you thought.
attribute that. I attribute that whole DNA theory of mine a lot. A lot of people say that activity in homes spike up when you start to renovate.
Mhm.
And what happens when you renovate a home? You start tearing out old, stirring up a ton of dust, and that dust has been in the house for years and years and years. and it's made up of skin cells and hair follicles, and from people that live there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is dust that you're going to breathe in.
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only can they, affect the house, they can affect you to a certain extent. So you could start noticing more things going on because all of a sudden you're breathing in their essence, basically.
Right.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would only be a temporary connection, but it is connection nonetheless. I mean, if you go swimming and don't get in the water, you're not affected by the water. But if you go in the water, you're going to get wet, right?
Well, I mentioned the basement out there, and I mentioned that we dug up an old, almost like it's made of sand, a flower pot. And I did bring that with me. It's downstairs. I think those are the only two things, is that pot and the cabinet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And my crafts. So anything else. I even left my flat screen, like nothing came. We bought all new. So, but other than that, in that 5-year span or 3-year span, that was, like with myself selling and the woman and then the man, that was it. That was it for me. So, but other than that, no, I don't. The odd shadow walker. So.
And you haven't heard anything more about it?
About the house? No, I haven't inquired about it. I don't want to know. I do and I don't. You know what I mean? Because, after the gentleman died, I was shocked. He was a healthy man. He was in his late 40s.
Yeah, but was he mentally stable?
Yeah. Well, he was when he bought it.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at that comment.
Well, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, he was when he bought it. And he was single. He lived there by himself. He didn't have a wife. Or...
Strange.
I know.
Strange.
It is, but I don't know if all that's coincidence or not.
Now I know you live in Nova Scotia. Now, how far are you from like Oak Island? Is that like close to where you're at, or?
That's probably a couple. No, I'm not super close, but a few hours, maybe 3 hours, something like that.
What?
Oak Island.
Oak Island.
I looked that up before.
I'm a big Curse of Oak Island fan. I watch it religiously, like every Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Peggy. KJ's in here. Now, have you ever had anything like mess with your animals, Lulu?
My dogs in the old house. Yeah, the dogs. I had a Doberman, and she was. I was telling them, looking upstairs, she would growl. Her hair would be standing on end, and she was always snarling upstairs towards the end. And we had to close it off with a piece of paneling. My husband put hinges on it, so it was like a door to go upstairs. But she wouldn't stop growling and barking, and it was getting on his nerves. So he closed it off, which was a blessing in disguise because it kind of blocked my view from upstairs too, right?
Yeah.
Now upstairs in my bedroom, you could see your breath. That's the only room that was ice cold. You would see your breath when you went to bed. Not the next room, just that room. I don't know if there was no insulation in the walls or, goodness knows how they were built. The house was built right back in the day, Ghost. Oak Island is 2.5 hours from me.
2.5 hours. That's not bad. That's about like for me to Amish country. I mean, we've got Amish in our area right here, but like the heart of Amish country over there where they make all the cheeses and furniture and all that, about 2 hours away. It's a large Amish community up there in Ohio.
So Oak Island's supposed to be haunted? Is it? I've never heard of it.
Well, there's okay. So you've heard of the money pit, right? On Oak Island, supposedly, there's there all kinds of rumors to where, it could have been Templar treasure buried there, or even, pirate treasure, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they've got down so far, and a water trap closed them off, and they can't get to it. And they've had a running show trying. Literally, people have been digging in this money pit for 200 years with no avail. Although there's rumors that so far down somebody found a chest, and that was way back in the day, and there was no record of it. Of course not. They were going to take it out, and they're going to sell it, and they're going to make that money back that they spent digging in that hole, right? But yeah, there's all kinds of different things. Now, originally the money pit had been found by 3 young boys who was, it was in the 1800s, and they seen lights hovering over the island. They followed the lights, and it led them to the money pit. They found a indent in the ground where somebody had been digging under an oak tree with a block and tackle hanging from one of the limbs. So they started digging down, and they find wooden platforms. They get down there at 90 feet, and there was a stone with engravings on it that they couldn't make out what it said. Later to be translated that 40 feet below, there was $2 million in gold, basically.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And this was in the 1800s. So, they're still going after it. And that's what the show's about. But, 6 people have died trying to retrieve the treasure, and supposedly 7 has to die before they can get it. And the old man that was the last big person to go after the treasure just died here recently.
Oh, wow.
He said people died years ago over that.
Yeah, with 7 people.
Wow.
But there is evidence as strong Templar ties to that area. All kinds of markings. There's rune stones. There's all kinds of stuff. Even so far as over on the mainland, they found a Templar, what used to be a foundation and a well. And down in the well, they found Templar markings chiseled into the stonework inside the well. So I don't know what to make of that, but you never know.
Yeah, true.
Frederick Blair was involved in the curse of Oak Island, and he's from Amherst, in my town. He was from here. I'm just looking on Google. There's also Nova Scotia, I think it's mysteries, haunting mysteries. There's the Esther Cox house.
Yeah.
Have you heard that before? That's just 2
Uh-uh.
streets over. That happened 2 streets over from where I live. She was possessed. Yeah, if you look up Esther Cox, it's an incredible story. Yeah, the house was haunted. It was so bad they burnt the house.
No, did she survive?
No.
Kay says my father-in-law was a Knights Templar.
Yeah. But April, Jenny, now I never heard of it in your state, the weather changing. Yeah, it floods down there pretty quick.
Where? Nova Scotia?
No, in I think, yeah, where Jenny is.
Oh. That's insane. What did you say the lady's name was? That's 2 streets over from you that was possessed?
Esther Cox, ESTHERCOX. Trying to see.
I think that hit news at one point, didn't it?
Pardon me?
Wasn't it on the news? I think it hit the news when it happened.
This was years ago, but it's a very popular story, and you hear it all the time, so you very well could have.
Yeah. Oh, Jenny's North Dakota.
Oh, it happened between 1878 and 1879.
Yeah, they're talking about the flash flooding and how weather can change so quickly. And I can tell you firsthand experience, Father's Day 2011.
Yeah.
We was out with the kids at the park. We was doing photos, shooting photos because her daughters were in town at the time, and we got her daughters and my sons together. We was out shooting photos. It was going to rain. I took the boys home, dropped them off at their mother's. We came back here to the house, and it started to rain. And so we came in the house and just kind of settled in for the evening. About 15 minutes later, my next door neighbor comes crashing through my front door going, "Hey, what, backyard flood, head panting." And I'm like, "Calm down, Chris. It's all right. It's just a little rain." And I walked out around the corner of my house to see a river that was 30 feet across and about 4 to 5 feet deep in the center in my backyard. Just rushing water, washing down logs, 250-gallon diesel tanks from the sides of houses up the creek, things like that, trash everywhere, lawn mowers, lawn furniture, you name it. It was rushing down through my yard. And about that time, my wife comes out. She walks around there to the corner, to the water's edge, and she says, "Oh, my God, our truck." And it's sitting in the garage, and the garage is completely surrounded by water. The water is hitting the side wall of the garage so hard that it's shooting up and coming over the roof of the garage. And about that time, the wall collapsed. The roof came down on the vehicles, and the water pushed all the vehicles in the garage up against each other. And I said, "Don't worry. That's why we have insurance.
Yeah.
It'll be all right." And 2 days later, when we was able to get the vehicles out, the back half of the Blazer was crushed in. The side glass was busted out. The sunroof never broke, but the windshield was busted. And it literally collapsed the roof of the garage down on the vehicles and kind of crushed them down. It was tragic. But the vehicle started, and I was able to move the vehicle under its own. I mean, it went through a flash flood, and both Chevys started right up, but the Mazda wouldn't do nothing.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Wow. That's
The insurance
crazy.
company called and bought us a new one. But yeah, it can change that fast in the blink of an eye. You might think that it's just a little bit of rain. In fact, it wasn't even raining that hard here. It actually rained harder up on the hill where all that water came from. And when it came down the hollers and stuff, then it came through. We barely had any rain at all here. It was just kind of a mist.
Yeah.
It wasn't raining hard at all. But when that water came down through them hollers and stuff from up on the hill where it was raining that heavily, it just flash flood and just destroyed everything in its path. I mean, it was literally right up to the door jamb at my back door, but it wasn't like more than an inch deep right there. So it didn't wash any foundation out of the back of the house. It stayed down in the yard in the low end. We got lucky.
Oh
We
yeah.
got real lucky. Yeah. Now we did get a bunch of water in our basement because the electric company came out here and shut off the power because there were so many propane tanks and diesel tanks washing down that they was afraid that at least a little spark could ignite a big fire going down, that flooding area. So the electric was shut off 3 days, and of course, with no sump pump in the basement, we got about 6 inches of water in the basement. But
That's insane.
yeah, the neighbor 2 houses down had water in his basement all the way to the rafters. It was 8 feet deep in his basement. So yeah, when they say turn around, don't drown, they mean it.
Yeah.
You never know. Literally, one of the neighbors was crossing the bridge down here, seen the 14-foot wall of water coming down, bailed out of her vehicle and got to high ground just in time to watch her. She had one of those HHRs like you guys had, and it washed off the bridge and washed down. They found it a mile down the creek on its roof. Yeah.
Holy crap, man.
You imagine coming up to a stop sign and seeing a 14-foot wall of water coming at you?
Oh my goodness, no.
No, I wouldn't want to see that.
It took us 3 years to recover after that flood with all the cleanup and everything. I literally burned a campfire, just burning the washed up wood that was out there in the yard all over the place for probably 6 months, nonstop burning. It burned out at night, but there'd still be hot coals the next day. And we just pick up new wood and throw it in there and just keep it burning all day long.
Wow.
Months and months and months, just burning up washed up wood, cutting it up and throwing it in the campfire.
Well, at least you had fires.
So I do want to ask, Lulu, what's your take on Ouija boards?
Oh heck, no. I I tried it once when I was about 14. A friend of ours committed suicide,
Mm-hmm.
and we got the Ouija board out at a friend, and we were all downstairs, and we all gathered around it. We wanted to contact her, and we got. I can't remember exactly what happened, but we all scattered every way out of that house so fast. I don't know if someone had moved it themselves or not. That was my only experience. I'm personally how do you put it? Nervous of them, scared of them. What are your thoughts of them?
Actually, I was toying around with the idea. Like, I've got a back piece done. It's a ram's head for Aries on my back, and I thought about putting a Ouija board like behind it, kind of thing.
Mhm.
What do you What do you guys think in the chat? You think that'd be cool, or you think that might be just pushing the envelope?
Cool, but I think it may be disrespectful with all the spiritual stuff you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mike,
So, sorry.
Lulu.
Don't touch Ouija.
Have
Sounds
you ever gone to any psychics or anything like that?
I have twice. Um, I went to a psychic after I got sick, after I had moved out of the house, and they pulled this card that had this entity that was walking with me. This tall, dark, cloaked person. Yeah, they pulled that card, and it blew me away. Um, she had mentioned, she brought up my illness,
Mm-hmm.
that I had been sick, or I am still very sick. Um, and she brought up my husband, um, brought up his job actually, and to be very careful, be extra careful with his work, and there were a few other little tiddly things, but I found it really weird that she brought that card up, and how the heck would she know I was sick? You
Yeah.
know, very sick. Yeah, weird, strange. Like I said, it was just
Now,
I
was
don't
that
know.
after you moved out of the house?
Yep, yep. That was after, shortly after. Yeah, it was the following Christmas actually.
And she pulled the card of that thing being with you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And she seen the look on my face because I
What
kind of I gasped.
What did she say about it, though?
I can't remember, Jojo. Oh, jeez, it's been so long. I know it kind of shook me, the actual reading, what she said. It was just strange. It's on. I have it on tape because she recorded them back then on tape, the tape cassette.
Because if you had already moved out of that house and she's saying that it was with you still, I just wondered if you had gone to another psychic since then.
No, no, not since then.
Hmm.
No,
Wow.
not since then. So here's an interesting question. When you go to yard sales, like Ghost mentioned, he picks things up, or people throw things out. If you're buying antiques and whatnot, you could or can you bring antiques home with stuff attached to it?
Yep.
Wow. You see, that totally changes my outlook on yard sales. It's just spooky to think that that is possible.
Well, I mean, to me, it's kind of it's the whole idea of them having an attachment, right?
Right.
Like for how your friend said, if someone wants it, that's fine, just give it to them, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing, but with a yard sale, they're selling it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the attachment's still there. Even if you were to give away that picture, even though that lady burned it, it's still there. That's
With that being said, though, the same as okay. So my grandfather collected depression glass, like for 50 years. He did this. We went out to yard sales, flea markets, swap meets. We set up at flea markets. We sold the stuff. I mean, like he literally probably had 200 boxes of glass that he had collected over the years, probably more than that. Okay. And I can't ever remember him having any kind of attachments to any of the glass. I mean, you would think that would be like the prime time for I don't know how to say it, energies was during that depression, with everything that everybody was going through, and the stock market crash, and the Great Depression. Like they was literally giving this glassware away in like feed bags and things like that, to kind of help out the American farmers.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't making any money. I mean, you're talking about the Dust Bowl era, things like that. So it was a trying time back there in that Great Depression. Banks were closing down, running out of money. People wasn't trusting banks anymore. Any money they did have, I can remember finding tin cans hanging on a string inside the wall out there at the farm where my grandparents used to stick their money inside the walls of the house because they didn't trust the banks. I think, that does happen. Yes. You can have an attachment to something that you pick up at a yard sale or something like that. But the likelihood of it happening that often is, it's kind of like hitting the lottery. Okay. Well, you can buy a ticket every day for 20 years and not get anything. And then all of a sudden you win big. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was going to say is even though it can happen, doesn't mean it's going to,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my overall experience was that, and the reason why it's terrifying for me or still makes me feel fear is that I felt that it or whatever it was making me lose my mind. And that's what was scared, because you lose control emotionally, mentally. And that's where I was, to chalk it all up into a few words. It was controlling me, or I lost control.
Cindy Ball says, when you meet people who really give you the creeps and make your hair stand up, do you think that means something?
Oh, I do.
And the only instance that I can cite to give validity to that, Cindy, is Ted Bundy was a contestant on the dating game. And he actually won, and he was supposed to go on a date with that girl from the dating game. And backstage, she's like, there's something about this guy. He gives me the creeps. I'm not going on a date with him. Roll the clock ahead. Ted Bundy, serial killer. Think about it.
That's something.
Well, I would say trust your gut.
Strong thing, yeah. Intuition is a strong thing. Trust your gut.
Yeah, your head. Listen, your head and your heart can lead you in the wrong direction. Go with your gut.
Yeah, that's well said. I raised my daughter telling her that. Always trust your gut.
That's what my parents raised me like too.
Yeah, always.
If your gut says it's wrong, it's probably wrong.
And it's amazing. You can pick up energy even through the internet.
Yep.
Now, how freaky is that? Really?
And guys, if you're questioning the Ted Bundy thing, look it up. It's absolutely a true story. 100% true story. He was on the dating game. He did win the dating game. He was supposed to go on a date. She backed out. Said, I'm not going on a date with him. Creeps me out.
I'm gonna check.
Something about it.
I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know
100%
that.
true. Yep.
Wow. Isn't that something?
That's definitely.
Amazing.
They also tell you too, pay attention to your animals. If your animals don't like someone, you probably shouldn't either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my mom was big with that. She raised German Shepherds, and if somebody came in their house and one of their dogs started growling at them, back out that front door.
Yep.
Because mom would be going for the gun about the time the dog started growling.
Yeah. That's how we are with our animals. They
I
don't
believe in that too.
Oh yeah.
Kenny Mart says, be right back. I got to check that out.
All right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, I mean, would you be open to going to a psychic and seeing what they say, Lulu?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I think that would be interesting to find out if that other psychic, like if that thing is still there. Not saying that it is, and I'm not trying to creep you out. I'm just saying
No.
that psychic picked up on it back then. I wonder if it would still do it now.
Hmm.
You know?
And of all cards to draw, you know, that one, it just the look on my face. And I didn't say nothing to her. You know, she knew nothing. Yeah. It was really
That's
neat.
crazy.
Yeah, really
I've
neat.
had people tell me, hey, my dog would eat you. My dog would eat you. And I walk inside their fence, go, what are you doing, boy? What are you doing? And be like, hey, pet me.
Yeah, I agree because you know if I'm like that, I used to have on my Twitter, if my animals don't like you, chances are I won't either. That's what I had. You know.
Well, that's
Well,
like our
I mean, animals can sense. They can sense fear. They can smell. Hell, it's even been proven that some forms of canine can even smell cancer cells.
Yep.
And they will use dogs that have that intense sense of smell to be able to pinpoint cancer locations on a person's body. So, I mean,
Wow,
they are really in tune. Think about that.
that's amazing.
Michael Pittman, can I come up on panel? Michael, I'm not sure who you are. I don't know you. And we only bring up people that we have relationships with or that we've conversated or have been on panels with before, usually.
Yeah.
This is a show. If you'd like to get on the show, you can make an appointment. We could get you on a call beforehand, get to know you, and then bring you on the show later on. You're more than welcome to do that. It won't be on tonight's show, but get a hold of JoJo and we'll see about setting something up.
contact their honey badger.
Yeah. Take a chance. I'm a great guy. Well, Michael, you could be a great guy, but with us not knowing you, we don't want to push that.
Yeah.
That's too much work, LOL. Well, I mean,
Well,
you know, it's a lot easier to get on this show than it is to get on Ghost Adventures or something like that. So, you know,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to try there, but it's going to be a lot easier to get up on the show. Let me tell you that.
That it is.
That's right.
Hey, okay, what's up?
I appreciate you guys letting me come up. I enjoyed talking. It was neat to be able to share.
You know what, Lulu? Anytime, darling.
Yeah, it was really nice. And as the conversation went on, like little things kind of popped up in my head, like the cabinet, right? That never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Like connecting the two, or the flower pot downstairs. It's really neat when you start thinking.
mm-hmm.
Like I want to do a bit more research into like some of the older cabinets.
Mm.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
And you know, when you have an old house like that, way back then, it was common that when someone passed away, you would have them. They would still be in your home, and people would come in and visit and do the wake right in your own home with them there.
Yeah.
Rusty Road, hello. Long time no see, on.
My great grandmother had pictures of her house, and her husband passed away, and then her father-in-law and her grandfather, and she's gone now, but she had pictures of all them with their caskets in the parlor in that house, all laid out and kind of creepy.
I'll tell you what, Michael Pittman, if you can super chat me $10 right now, I'll bring you up on this panel.
I'm talking U.S. currency.
Unfortunately for you, though, I am not monetized, so there's no way you're going to be able to super chat $10.
Ghost, read out my comment to Michael.
Michael, I'm the sweetest person ever, the sweetest you will ever meet. So if you want on the show, message me, but not happening tonight.
So like,
Boy, did you lie.
What are you talking about? I'm sweet.
Sweet as pie.
oh no, Rebecca. See, I'm sure you're right.
If he keeps on, you want
Hi,
me
Mr. Ghost. I'm going through cancer treatments again. They found liver cancer 2 weeks ago. Oh no, Rusty.
Aw.
Oh.
So,
Sorry,
Rose.
Rusty.
Throw up some prayer emojis for Rusty Rose. She's going to be going through the cancer treatments again. Hopefully she beats it again. And guys, Rusty Rose has been with me and my channel for a long time now. She's been a great supporter of the Ghost Mafia. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Rusty Rose, go over there, check out our channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of her videos, and leave her a comment. I just wanted on the show so bad, Ghost Mafia. You're my hero.
Aw,
Yeah. Okay.
that's so sweet.
Michael, if you want on it that bad, message me.
Yeah.
Chat.
Got to bounce over to Buddy's live stream for Big Ghost Mafia. If you're all going to be on for a bit, I may be back later. Much love, bro. All right. Otherworldly Things with Mike P. Mike P was on the show there. He was on the special episode last weekend, but it kind of not turned into an episode anymore because it kind of got adult rated after a while. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And it was good to hang out with Otherworldly Things, too.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
It's too much work to message you. Okay, so this is somebody that clearly knows us.
Hold on.
It's got to be somebody like Nero or something trolling us. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, it's gotta be somebody that knows.
It's probably Drone.
I wouldn't put it past them either.
Well, I do have to say, Brian, thank you for holding down the fort for the first hour and all that. We had some major storms in our area that came through. It was knocking out the internet and everything else. I couldn't even get up on panel. I could barely even type in the chat. And but thank you, brother. You did a great job. Congratulations.
I got your back, man.
Read that out.
Michael, if it's too much work to message me, then it's too much work to add you anyway. Have a good night. Thanks for playing. Basically.
Yeah, silly questions get silly prizes.
No prize for playing.
No.
Ghost, you're my hero, brother. Rig Kryptonite.
Your love tonight, Ghost.
Robert H. I'm just glad to have good laughs with you all.
Please
Don't say that.
Don't sit in timeout and think about what you're doing to piss me off.
Oh,
So when is your next show, or your next show that you actually try to connect with your spirit box?
I think Brian may be doing well this weekend. We're gonna have a house full of kids, so maybe we'll try tomorrow night.
Okay.
yeah.
After the kids are in bed.
That'd be interesting. I've listened to a few.
Oh, look who's in the chat. Green Bay Wacky himself.
What's
going
up?
on, Green Bay?
Gosh, there's Wacky. Fake Cray Wacky. Wacky the man. That was fun last night on the stream, carrying on. I enjoyed that. It was fun. Laughs.
Oh yeah, Wacky gets me laughing pretty hard too.
Oh, yes.
Guys, we got 36 people in here right now. Donna Rock just joined in. What's going on, Donna Rock? Our special guest tonight is LU-LU-LUVU. And yesterday was Lulu's birthday, and she's getting really close to that 3K mark.
Let's get
So,
it.
guys, if you don't know LU-LU-LUVU, get over to her channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of her videos, and leave a comment. Tell her happy birthday.
And you know what, guys? What would probably put a big smile on her face? Have her hit her 3K on her birthday.
It was
Oh, would that be
Well, that's
Yeah,
going to be kind of hard to do. Her birthday was yesterday, Brian.
yeah, but with this birthday gift, but you guys can do this. Let's get her to that 3K mark, you guys. She deserves it. She helps out so many people. So
Oh,
many.
She does. She does.
Thank you, guys. That's nice.
And I'm gonna post that in Nation's family as well.
Thank you. I enjoy it. I just love being around friends. It's just a bonus that people say nice things.
Lulu, we all love.
Where did it?
Hey Don, what's up, man?
Doug says, I finally get to sit down and listen for a few. And JoJo, I will not.
Oh,
Okay.
was it?
I
No,
won't say that.
no, it wasn't.
We're going to keep this one family friendly.
No, Don came in and he's like, I will not F. Oh well.
Darwin says, do you know you're like an uncle that I would love to have? Okay. I don't know how to respond to that.
Dawn is referring to a post that I had on Facebook yesterday,
Rebecca, see, you don't have to go.
where I so kindly told everybody in the world to basically take a hike in not so nice terms.
Yeah. She really wasn't up to YouTube yesterday at all.
Rebecca likes to troll me. She comes into all my chats and tells me I got a booger.
Yeah, she does that to me too.
I said hi to Rebecca. She just never answered me. Now who's ignoring who, Rebecca?
Hey,
Yeah,
ladies,
Rebecca.
we've got 36 in the chat, guys. This is
I'm seeing
awesome.
37.
I see 35, but close
Thank
enough.
Us last night. Oh, Robert, no problem.
Don't forget to tweet this out, folks.
Yes, guys.
Yes.
Never too late. Never too late.
And hunt that like button. Helps us out with the algorithm.
Oh, yes. Country girl says she's leaving too.
I'm leaving. Bye. Aw, don't leave, country girl. Have we ever had country girl up on here yet?
Yep.
We have? Okay.
Yeah.
I've had so many people on the show now. There's been so many episodes. I'm starting to lose track of how many people I've had up here.
Thanks, Joe Meyer.
Well, you and Brian, like it's been insane.
Yeah, it's really went well over the last year. I mean,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, when is our 1 year anniversary for the show? You told me this not too long ago. Wasn't it like end of this month or beginning of next month?
Actually, the end of this month marks your 1 year as a host on my channel.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
When we started Takeover Tuesday at the end of this month, like I started it a month prior, like the beginning of this month. By the end of this month is when I took you on and you became a host of Takeover Tuesday.
Thanks, Wacky.
And I think it was just a month after that we started the show. So
You and Brian, I believe, started in August.
Yeah.
August or October, something. It was close to Halloween.
Oh, thanks,
you guys
Don.
started.
I'll have to check.
Me what? Kick me for? Hey, now, Michael. Listen, it wasn't the mods. It was me, and I am a mod, and I don't like being told what to do.
Oh, thanks, Robert. That means a lot, man. He likes us more than Ghost Adventures and all that.
Well, I could say something about Ghost Adventures.
I could too, but we'll leave it out.
I can actually.
I mean, there's a reason why every single episode they get something. If they didn't get anything, people would stop watching.
Oh
Just
yeah.
saying.
Sure. Hey Warsaw, what's up, man?
Not saying everything that they do is fake, but I'm not saying everything they do is real either.
Oh yeah. Michael, that would be my wife, and it's not a manly voice.
Michael, if you don't like me, I've got a nice size rear end that you can pucker up and kiss. And I'm telling you, everybody in here knows what I'm going to do to you if you keep it up.
I'm going good. Did a hell of a job in wedding class.
You know
Welding class.
You know what's sad about that? I may have a manly voice, but I'm probably more manly than Michael.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a manly voice. My goodness.
You know what I'm noticing, Ghost? Green Bay.
What's that?
Green Bay Wacky isn't blue.
Why the hell? Yeah, why isn't he blue? He's always been blue before.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on here?
He spent the night with the
That's
wife.
odd.
Wrong channel.
Oh, I know I'm still sub to him.
E.V.P.S.
I'm gonna rectify a couple right now. And Rusty Rose used to be blue at one time too.
Oh yeah.
What is up with?
Do you remember if we
Yeah.
kicked it off on your channel or was it on Brian's channel that we kicked it off?
I don't remember. I think we kicked it off on mine.
Oh yeah.
It was 9 months ago.
So 9 months.
Aw, you guys should be ready to give birth.
Right?
Oh man, we got 40 in here right now. This is great.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I should learn to control myself, but it probably will never happen.
Yeah. Yeah, Rusty Rose is awesome, man. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rusty Rose had been coming here a long time. She was one of my first mods ever. I'm sure of that.
oh
And
yeah.
I don't know why YouTube would have taken it away, but evidently it did get taken away. But it's back. We fixed it.
Oh yeah. It's all fixed for Wacky.
So thank you for bringing that to my attention there, Brian.
Yeah.
Man, you got to get the sharpshooter trophy.
No, I'm playing with
What
him.
is it?
I'm away.
The sharpshooter. He needs a trophy or a medal for modding.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
he does.
He's
You-
unreal.
YouTube should make him one.
Yeah.
I
He's
agree.
unreal. Yeah.
You know what? I think the sharpshooter should go over there, sign up for his Teespring, and make some sharpshooter T-shirts.
Yeah.
I would get one.
absolutely.
I would get a sharpshooter T-shirt.
I would for sure. And you know what? I'd wear it on a stream too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, I sure would. Sharpshooter, get the crosshairs with a little troll on the, crosshairs on a troll on the back.
For
You know,
sure.
it's one thing to be a mod in a chat, but he works consistently.
Mm-hmm.
He works hard and consistently, and just the different channels I mod. A lot of the mods, they come in hard, posting links, and they go at it. 10 minutes, they're gone.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see that
David, Producer's in
everywhere.
the house. What's going on, David, the producer? Welcome.
Where's my lizard, David?
We was talking about your lizard last night.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said he was going to whip out his lizard and show us a video or something, and I was like, "Oh dear, here we go." Graphic.
David, I love you and all, but I don't need to see that much of you.
Yeah. I think I left shortly after that.
The lizard tucked away.
Ghost, you need to give Arcade trouble. He took away my troll.
You took away your soul.
My troll.
Oh, your troll.
He timed him out so I
Why did
don't play with him anymore.
troll wasn't being he wasn't being malicious.
We'll get you a new one, Jojo.
No, he was just annoying us, but I was having fun. It was like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's this gun tube that came in? BB and Big K, what's up?
First love your life.
We're doing good.
So, guys, we're down to the 11 o'clock marker on this. 37 in here, though.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Who?
Oh, yeah, BB and Big K. That she's got a really good channel, too.
It's very family oriented.
Yeah, it's a family channel.
Who are you talking about?
958. She's almost there.
Mm-hmm. Guys, make sure you're smashing that like.
Gotcha. Okay.
Going on a bus trip. Anytime you want. Anytime you want.
So, guys, anybody out there in the chat that wants to come up on the panel with us and share your paranormal stories or paranormal experiences, let us know, and we'll schedule you in for a later episode. Definitely get some people up here. We've had people up here like David the producer, Lulu Loves You, Lou Rock, Boomer D. We've had Zara up here. We've had PSPR Paranormal Pursuits. We've had John HSFL up here. We've had we had Tim from Breaking the Shell up here. We've had a lot of different paranormal groups and a lot of different people up here. Dave the producer and Juliet Miranda. We've had Pusha Studios up here. We've had
has been up asking questions and grilling people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lunatic Dad has come on occasionally and asked questions from an outsider's perspective.
For sure.
We've even had Green Bay Wacky on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
That was actually a great episode. People are actually still watching that episode.
Well, Jenny, you got to get in contact with one of us so we can get you up here.
Jenny, message me. You know how to contact me.
Hey, Jan's wife.
So me and Rusty are gonna hit the road together.
2844. 2844 for Lulu.
69 likes, guys.
Wow.
Leave it at 60. Like,
I'm having a cash giveaway when I hit 3,000.
are you really?
Yes, I am.
Cool.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I was on panel once and JoJo showed the picture of a face I caught. Yeah, Rebecca's been on here.
Warsaw's even been on.
Yeah, Warsaw's been on.
I have Warsaw's asking about Dad's mom. I have talked to him, but he hasn't mentioned how she's doing. So I'm assuming she's okay, but I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. It's already
Green Bay said, Lulu, give Cab 7 away.
So here's my question, Lulu.
Yeah.
You ever go on a ghost hunt?
No, I haven't.
No, would you?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, look at there. Cab 7 is in the chat. That's one person we've not had on the show yet. You know that?
Yep.
And he actually told us a couple ghost paranormal experiences he had as a kid last night over on Green Bay's.
Hey, Kevin, what's up, man?
Yeah, that's right. He did.
And Lou Rock's in the chat. What up, Lou? Leonard MGG, what's up?
I have to wonder if we're getting raided. There's a lot of people coming through the chat all of a sudden. It's lighting up.
It's lighting up like a candle right now.
39 watching. Becky Lash. Hey, Cab. Hey, Lou Rock.
To answer your
And Lou
question,
Rock is one of those people that's almost like a guest host on this show. He anytime we go live with this show, he automatically gets an invite to the panel. So if he wants to come up, he can come up anytime he wants to.
Oh, yeah, and he's got the link. You just got to click on it.
Yep.
Ayoko, how are you, hun?
He was up near the beginning, but he dropped out.
Yeah, I think he was going filming or something tonight. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but
Jojo, to answer your question, no, I don't think I could handle it.
Really?
No, I don't think.
Don't always happen. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm,
go out sometimes hoping for some kind of proof, and it doesn't always happen.
yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing with ghost hunting. You go out to a location. In fact, we just got a call the other day. A friend of ours that I've known for years, Lady Swan, used to work with at one point. She moved into a new house and she's having experiences. She wants us to come check it out. Oh, you went to, huh? Oh, out to college. Yeah. You went to school with her. Anyways, she calls us up the other day. She said, we was having experiences at the old house. So we moved out of there and we got into this new house, and the experiences that we're having there are 10 times worse than what we had before.
Yeah.
Can you come check it out? So now we're communicating with her, trying to work out a time to go check out her house and do an investigation there. And hopefully with her permission, we can film it. But it's one of those things. You might go into that house and she has experience all day long, but the moment we go in there with equipment and cameras and recorders and everything running, we might not get a damn thing the whole time we're there.
Mm.
And the minute we walk out the door to leave, that's when something happens.
For sure, yeah.
And that way a lot.
And it's always
a lot.
Off our equipment too. You wait for it all night while you're filming, and once you turn that equipment off, something happens.
Yep.
And by that time, it's too late to catch whatever happened.
Yep. Then it's just an experience.
Yep.
Hey, Cab 7, I want to sing my heart out. LOL.
But I guess it depends on where it would be, Jojo. I'm just going on my experience that I've had, and I'm sure like all ghosts aren't bad, right? Would that
No,
be
they're not all bad.
okay?
Like I said,
but
it's just like us living. Some of us are good, some of us are bad.
yeah. There's a quote: "You don't fear the dead, you fear the living."
Yep.
Cab 7 is 147 years old.
Oh, Cab. Nice. Michael Pittman. Wasn't he removed or no?
No, he was just timed out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he was just timed out.
Okay.
Jenny Martha. Dog him.
147. Listen, if Cab is 147, he looks damn good for being that old.
Yeah, I would say.
Right. I hope I look that good at 147.
Right?
Ghost Mafia, he is 876 in dog years.
Dog ham.
Dog ham.
Dog ham.
Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Let's keep that algorithm going there. And if you guys want to share this out one more time, we'll do that. We'll hang out. We'll just hang out and shoot the shit for a little while. What do you think, Lulu?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
We got 47 people in here watching. I hate to shut down a stream and with that many people, close to 40 people in here. And I'm getting close to my hours on the monetization. I'm less than 1,000 hours away, so I can use the extra hours.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is he working at? The cat.
Crazy. Pulls up in a limbo-like skirt.
Ghost Mafia, no, keep it rocking. Keep it rocking.
Right? Hey, West Haven.
Huh?
Oh, West Haven came back.
You know what? Yeah. Why don't I do that? Hold on a second.
No soup for you at Kevin from Lulu.
No soup for you.
Oh, what if you, Lulu?
We will kind of turn this into kind of a hangout type stream.
Go
and I'll send out a couple of links.
Marketplace you want to investigate. Becky Lash. I think a couple of us have a places we'd like bucket places we want to do.
For investigations.
I know I've got a couple on the bucket list to do. Hey, Cab 7.
Oh, I didn't know that people could call you and you could go investigate for them. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's one of the things that me and Lady Swan do. We have been approached outside of like the YouTube community in our particular area by people who know what we do. 4 or 5 in the last couple of years locally, and it's I never charge for doing something like that. If they want to give me a donation, they can, but I never charge. I never tell them they owe me anything for doing it. And if I can debunk it or set their mind at ease a little bit about what's going on, it helps them out. And they'll refer me to other people that's having similar problems, things like that. And, that's just kind of what we do. I've been doing that for years. That's kind of what got me into the whole YouTube thing and doing things like this. I freeze up?
A little.
At the beginning.
There you are.
73 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get that to 100 likes. Smash that haunted button. What's up, Wacky?
Peace.
How's it going?
My microphone on? Yeah, okay, it's on.
Hello, baby boy.
I love Green Bay's reaction to like the paranormal and I hate to be that person that laughs at somebody when they get freaked out about something. But when Green Bay gets freaked out about something, he really gets freaked out about it.
Sorry.
For sure. Seen it.
I watched that stream where he jumped up.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me.
I guarantee it would have.
Something grabbed my leg and that box started going. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Is our troll still in the chat, Michael?
I don't see him.
Yeah, when you were saying like you were gonna shut this down, I was like, you need watch time. Just keep it rolling, man. You get like 40 people in here.
Oh, yeah. Last night was hilarious, Wacky.
Not last night.
That was a workout.
Last night?
Oh, Lulu, that was a birthday to remember.
Yeah, it was fun.
that was fun.
We lost our steam once the birthday girl left. We were like, oh, birthday girl's gone.
Oh, Michael. I'm troll hunting. Why isn't he around when I want to play with him?
All right, Jenny.
Go get some rest, girl.
See ya, Jenny.
She's awesome, too. There's a lot of awesome people in this chat. Yeah,
Oh,
that's gone.
That must be this room going off. You must be inviting a bunch of people.
Yeah.
No, well, I invited you and Cab up.
Oh.
And Cab's just talking in the chat a little bit.
Turn that notification off so the bell won't keep driving everyone nuts. There we go.
Oh, it's okay.
Wacky, I got a question for you.
Ask it.
JoJo asked me if I would go on like a investigation to check something, for ghosts. I don't know the terminology. Sorry. Would you go? Would you go, Dave?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No. I'm not a good candidate for that.
Oh goodness.
I would actually pay to see Wacky on a ghost hunt.
No.
Yeah. That would be so friggin' fun.
I would love to take Wacky on a ghost hunt.
No.
I would love it.
Hey, Wacky, what if I paid you $1,000?
No, money doesn't
Come with me and Ghost.
No.
I could see it now. Green Bay Wacky walking through the cemetery. He's got so many crucifixes on. He looks like Mr. T. You know.
Yeah, garlic around his neck just in case.
Listen, if he agreed to ever go on a ghost hunt with us,
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Wacky. I would be the one that fucks with you. Or,
Yeah, I know. I'd be like, what was that? What was that? What was that?
I'd wait until he's like a little farther ahead, throw a stone off to the side so he jumps.
Yeah.
Walk up behind him, tap him on the other shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd pee myself.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be me. Oh crap! I just pissed my pants.
Hurricane goes with you, Aggie.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Cab 7. Welcome, brother.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hey, Lulu.
Hello, Cabby.
Hello, cab.
I would love to see Green Bay Wacky on a ghost exploration. And I would like to see the ghost attack him. I would love to see that. But I would like to be the one that comes in as a hero.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
rescue Wacky from like the bad things?
Exactly.
He'll come in as Sister Amber Alert.
Yeah.
That would be
Holy
epic.
water.
That would be epic.
No, Ozzy, no. Ozzy Tiger Rock fan. No.
He'd go in using, Cab would go in using, this is Doubtfire's voice.
Yeah.
Now listen, demon. You must leave the graveyard.
Remember this. Everyone thinks I'm totally Irish. I'm not all Irish. I'm Scots and Irish mixed, okay?
Oh, goodness.
Well, David, the producer, Ghost just turned it into a regular old hangout. So he started throwing invites out like candy. So, and I'm hygienically clean. I just got out of the shower, just blow dried my hair.
Got up here just in time to get dirty.
Yeah, look at that.
Why do you smell like cough syrup and honey?
Oh, yeah, look at that hair. It's not gray like Cab 7's. Oh, that was a hot mic. I'm sorry.
Hey, I like
that was
my
a
hair.
haunted mic.
So, Ben, how's your bum feeling?
Yeah, it's been neglected here lately from some rubs.
Listen, I told you that I was rubbing your bum. I gave you like 7 rubs and you never said anything.
Tonight you gave me 7 rubs.
7
Hey,
rubs.
David.
Oh,
Well,
well,
that's who's been
I
rubbing.
knew he was coming. I knew it because I was going to say we got to get him up here. It's just a matter of time.
Well, it was like watching Led Zeppelin, from the outside looking in. I had to come up. Jeez, this is like rock star.
Well, you look like a rock star right now, man. Are you rocking those shades?
God, this is deja vu. This is about the same people that we had last night for Lulu.
I know.
I'm tired of standing in line at clubs I never get in. It's like the bottom of never gonna win.
Donna says she's sorry, but she would jump out from behind a bush and scream.
This show hasn't turned out quite the way I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
No.
I tried to get monetized, but YouTube screwed me. Tried to get my hours, but they took it away.
Oh my God, is that a song or my life?
Oh,
No, I was just thinking about ghosts, man. They're always messing with him. Come on, give this guy a break.
We'll get there.
I know, but you should be
I'm
there.
a patient man.
you will all get there. So I got mine, Wacky.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Thanks.
Wow,
Forgot.
congratulations.
That's right.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Red Kryptonite, how you
Hello,
doing?
welcome to the 3 cents an hour club.
Hello, darlings.
Donna Rock
But
says she comes and visits us. She's bringing her camper because she refuses to stay in our haunted house.
It's not that bad, Donna.
Oh, heck, I wouldn't.
I have a
say
question for Ghost. It's about the paranormal.
What you got?
So,
Do what?
I have a question for you, brother, about the paranormal.
Told me that 3 times now, but I still haven't heard the question.
2 times. 2 times. 2 times. But
Spit it out!
anyways,
Spit it out, man.
all right.
Spit it out.
All right.
I could have changed.
How close have you ever gotten to a spirit?
How close?
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen a
Close
full body
enough.
apparition from
No.
a foot away?
No.
No.
I've never seen I've seen shadow figures.
Mhm.
I've never seen, anything appear in front of me, and I said this on Green Bay's last night. I've never had, walked up to the haunted house and had the lady in the Victorian dress appear that was see-through and go, "Hey, my name's Victoria. How you doing? I'm a ghost." And this never happened to me.
Maybe that would take you to a new level and get you scared.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it,
if I'm not afraid of a living person, why would I be afraid of a dead one?
right,
You know what I mean?
right. So
But then again, you gotta look at my background too, there, Red. I mean, I was a firefighter. I've seen dead bodies. I've pulled people out of fires, floods, car accidents. I've pulled dead bodies out of places that you didn't think that you'd ever see. Okay, so I've pulled them out of rivers. I've pulled them out of I've seen enough dead people. It doesn't faze me that much. You know what I'm saying?
oh, okay.
Well, I like it.
That
when I
pretty
look
much
around
answers
and
my
nothing
question.
Moves. I just like it all serenity and nothing's moving.
But I mean, if you think about it, has it ever happened to anybody on panel?
No.
Yeah, we don't want to try to make it happen to people on
Yeah.
the panel.
Yeah, let's not go conjuring up something.
Yeah, right. No. Red rum. No, sorry.
What's it spell
I've
backwards?
got more evidence in like photographs and things like that, and stuff you wouldn't have seen with your naked eye, but the camera picked it up,
Oh yeah.
or the video picked it up, or stuff like that. I have had times where, like, now in this house, our bedroom used to be in that back corner, that north corner of the house, and I had the door open to the bedroom. And, my daughter, when she was living with us here, she said that she had seen an apparition of a little girl in the house. And my wife said that she's seen her too. Now, we haven't seen this, in a while. This was, 5 or 6 years ago that this happened? But we haven't seen anything of this little girl since. The one night, I was just thinking, it's the daughter. Maybe it's just her imagination running wild with her, whatever. And I was laying in bed, everybody's in bed, and I see somebody walk past the door. And our daughter wasn't here at the time. She was at one of her girlfriend's houses for the weekend or something like that. So I knew the only people in the house were me and my wife. And I reach over and my wife's laying next to me. And I literally I seen somebody walk past. I seen their arm go past the door. The light from the TV shined on their arm, and it looked like a real person, just as solid as you or me.
Yep.
I got up, I walked around the house, wasn't nobody here but me and my wife. My wife's still laying in bed asleep. But as far as full body, I've seen a piece of the arm go past the doorway because that's what the light hit on. And I know I wasn't imagining it.
I would have burned down my house.
That was.
Yeah.
I get Dave to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No,
got a
I
phone
can't
call
burn
coming
it
in.
down. The
1
bank
second.
still owns it.
David.
Yeah, I rent, so there's no burning anything down there.
Only 25 more years and it's mine.
Twizzy Wicks says, "Could I ask a question?" Go ahead, Twizzy Wicks. What's your question?
The Marine's wife and Boomer D. Hello.
Boomer D.
We're waiting for the question.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the question.
Titanic sank faster. Come on. Come on. It's a simple chat, Trizzle.
Who's asking the question?
Trizzy.
Trizzywick, sorry.
Anybody want to join me in the hand movement?
Never
I
gonna
have
happen.
no idea what the hand movement is.
I can think of a hand move, but it's not appropriate for this stream.
That's a JoJo answer.
Yeah. Jojo.
Cab 7's up her. It'll get in just fine.
Hold on, where are we putting this hand in?
Dave,
And
Dave, listen, man. When we were sleeping in that cot together, and you did that reach around. Remember, you were polite enough to ask me if I wanted to use mayonnaise that night. Remember that?
This is Ghost Mafia's panel. Keep it.
I realize that, but I think I got a little bit of the old Larry in me. But man, that was probably the most satisfying night that I've ever had in my life, watching Love Boat and looking at Captain Stubing.
Oh my goodness!
the infamous cot shot.
He slept with a blanket over him. I could never get a cot shot.
The incident
'Cause
moist.
he knew I was gonna do that.
Is that why you call them Hellmans?
Oh,
That's that. Hey, listen, that's a love saying. Okay, we don't use that publicly.
It's a term of endearment.
Mayonnaise. I never look at it the same.
I will say one thing about Green Bay Wacky. Being able to physically see him, I mean, he does have a great looking crack. Okay, that's all I got to say.
What? Where are your hands right now, Ben? Okay,
Right,
they're
they're holding my coffee cup, dude.
Okay. Hands above the table. Oh my goodness. Ghosts is what did I get into? I'm glad it's your channel tonight, not mine. I don't have to blush.
That's all right. Well, see, we can officially call the episode over, and this is the after party for the episode. We'll just
There you go.
Nice.
be a longer episode. It's all about the hours anyway, so the hours will add up. The show is over, guys. Anybody that was watching the show for the show, it's over now, and now we're just gonna have a hangout.
How'd your appointment go today, David?
Listen, now I'm gonna see what we're like when we're not on.
What's that, JoJo?
I said now everyone's gonna see what we're like when we're not on shows.
Yeah, let's make this private.
See, David understands.
Which brings me to my next point. The moment that I see Brian and JoJo again and we go on that investigation, I'm going to scream like a girl.
Are you serious?
True story.
No, not you. I was talking to Brian.
all kind of ways.
Yeah, well, I'm not impressed with you right now. Sorry.
Jerry.
Or-
Oh,
3 packs
Can we
left.
just throw them through the front door? I'm not stepping in the house.
Donna's afraid to come into our house.
Well, Donna,
I don't think I'd ever set foot in that house.
Listen, we
you can
sleep
hold
in this
JoJo's
house.
hand.
RK slept in this house, and he turned out okay.
He heard something coming up the basement, but other than that, it was fine.
Something
and I pretty much heard someone call my name. But, that we'll save that for another time.
Okay, you're safe, Donna.
like I said, he turned out okay.
Boomer's taking off.
See you, Boomer.
Much love, Boomer.
Much love, Boomer.
Get some sleep there, Boomer.
We love you, Boomer.
We love you, Boomer. Now, maybe
I
some
don't know why he's
waffles.
taking off. I was literally like sending him the invitation, but okay.
Well, send it to him anyway. Maybe he'll stay.
I sent it to it anyway. So, oh well. If he comes up, he comes up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Not a
Robert,
big deal.
question. Robert H.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. He just asked if he can ask a question. So, I mean, that does count as a question, Robert.
Yeah, it does.
Man, Cab 7, you're so quiet.
That's because I'm not used to being on a paranormal panel. It's called respect there, Dave.
No, it's
You know what?
not about paranormal anymore. It's a regular hangout, he said.
Well,
we're still
it's kind of
talking about-
paranormal. Yeah, we're still talking about it a little
Yeah,
bit. In fact, I would love it if Cab 7 shared what he shared on your show last night with us and get some of the views from the chat on that.
Oh,
What's up, Cab 7?
I missed last night. So what is it?
Yeah.
It's not the Betty White story. Don't tell that one.
no, that's. I'll get more than moist.
I think it'll get me moist.
Oh, good God.
Robert
No,
H.
when I was a kid, I had two experiences, and one with my sister. So it wasn't something that I was just saying. It's something that both my sister and me experienced. But we were in Oregon at the time, and we were both very young. And we went into our parents' room for some reason, and it was sunny out. The curtains were open. My parents weren't in there. I don't know where they were in the house, but anyhow, my sister and me both went in there for some reason. I don't know why, but the curtains were open and the sun was shining. The walls were white. But if you took a look where the ceiling meets the wall, there was an oversized glove that was filled. I mean, it was huge, a huge glove, filled as if there were a hand in it, and it came out from where the ceiling meets the wall. And we both felt that it was a hand of God. I mean, what are the chances of seeing something like that, both of us? Well, we left that room, came back, and it was gone. So I don't understand what that means. I've thought about it over the years as a kid, and the only thing I can come up with is that it was. I think it really was a hand of God. And the second experience I had, we were at Malmstrom Air Force Base. We lived in the trailer park there at the time. And mom, dad told my sister and me to go to bed. We had separate bedrooms, lived in a mobile home. The hall light was still on. And I got into my bed and tried to fall asleep. And I opened my eyes, and at the foot of my bed rose this ghost, about 2 feet tall, and just floated there. Just floated. Just like you'd see a tree topper, for Christmas time. Completely white. And so it scared me. I hid under the blankets. And when I pulled the blankets down, that apparition was gone. So I don't get what the meanings of both of those things were. There was probably a separation of maybe 4 or 5 years between those two occurrences. And maybe that's the reason why I believe in God so much as I do today, because I do believe that there's angels that walk among us, and I do believe in God. So,
and I think that was maybe your sign, maybe two signs telling you that you were meant for something, that you had a purpose in life, that you should be doing exactly what you do on YouTube.
Yes, I agree.
You lift people up.
I agree.
I agree.
I think that was definitely a sign from someone saying, you're meant for something. You're meant to be something greater than just hiding under the blankets or whatever. You're going to do good things, and we're watching out for you, kind of thing. So
I mean, at the end of the day, you do have those type of bad spirits, but I mean, we always have to look at the good side of things as well, especially when it comes to the paranormal, guys.
But someone was mentioned here not too long ago, and I had the same experience. While we're lying in bed, it might have been Green Bay Wacky. Just laying in bed, you're wide awake, and but you can't open your eyes, and you get that your bed. You can't move, you can't yell, you can't reach for help. It's like you're paralyzed. And with mine went a step further. I was being sunken into my bed, and I was fighting to try to get awake, and I couldn't. And it's a terrible experience, but it only happened like 3 times, 3 times when I was a kid. All these experiences that have happened in my life that are oddly abnormal have happened as a kid. And I don't know if everyone else has had those kind of experiences as kids and never as an adult, because I haven't.
I don't know
all
if mine was
happened as a kid.
paranormal though, Ben, but it sure felt that way.
Oh yeah,
Because I've never had that happen in my entire life, and I'm 52.
yeah.
And that was in this restaurant that we had in this apartment overhead. I don't know. Maybe it's a haunted building. I don't know.
Yeah, Robert H had the same thing happen to him. It's a very scary experience. It really is. When you can't fight it. You can't. You gotta.
I couldn't even talk to my wife, and I was probably a foot away from her. I couldn't even say, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone always says it's sleep paralysis, but I don't know.
I feel like
why one time out of your whole life, you know?
I had it the other way around. I never saw anything as a kid or had any experiences until I was the age 47 before I had my first what I'll call paranormal or you know at least odd incident that I could never explain.
Oh,
what? Lay it on us.
Oh, I told it on this show before. I don't want to
hear. I didn't hear it.
I don't want to double up.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Juliet and I were in New Orleans, and she earlier in the trip, it was just a long weekend we spent down in New Orleans, and she in our hotel, we were staying at a very what they call highly well it was a hotel that had a lot of paranormal activity. And she saw stuff in the bathroom, stuff in the mirrors, stuff in the bathroom, in the mirror, in the bedroom. And she was kind of freaking out. And I'm saying, it's nothing. It's, there's obviously, there's no such thing as paranormal. I never believed in it. Then we went out to dinner, and the place we were having dinner at was actually the old courthouse in New Orleans, and where they had the bathrooms was upstairs. You go upstairs and you actually go outside to go back into the restrooms, and that's actually where they had some of the jails previously back in the, I think it was 1700s or 1800s, I can't remember. And went in, closed the door, it was a single-use bathroom, so you lock the door, no one else can go in, and was going to the restroom, and all of a sudden the lights went off. I'm like, oh great, light burned out, whatever, no big deal. But then turned back on. I went back over to the light, turned it back on when I had to wash my hands, and then heard steps inside. They were not like outside, like somebody was walking by, but heard it inside, and then felt something brush across my back. And then the lights went off again, and I just flicked them off and flicked them back on, went back on, and just scared the crap out of me. I was not prepared for any of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sister Donna Carter says New Orleans is most definitely a lot of paranormal due from major flooding there a few years ago, killing a lot of people. But not only just flooding there, but you had the Battle of New Orleans. You had, Napoleon was down there. He made a deal to sell that area.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of death that has happened in the quarter, the French Quarter. Between the hotel that we were staying at, that actually a quarter of it was burnt, and something like 100 people had died in that hotel that we were staying at. But that was many, many years previous.
1814.
I thought it was because they, were doing all that voodoo down there or something,
Well, there's that too. I mean, when you go to the cemeteries down there, which is actually, you can tour the cemeteries, and it's interesting because they have the above ground cemeteries. So everything, all the markers, everything, they're just above ground, and it's because they can't bury their dead underground because the water table, right? They'll just all float back up. So it's really interesting down there.
I never thought of that. Wow.
Yeah.
So everything's above ground.
Everything's above ground. Yeah. All the mausoleums, all of the they have them cased in brick. It's kind of spooky.
See, I'm not looking for paranormal stuff. That's why I don't think I see any. I don't want to see any. It's like nothing. Nada is great. Another day without, good.
Yeah.
Is there any superstitions with cremating the dead opposed to burying them?
Superstitions.
I know that like Vikings, they would burn their dead
Mm-hmm.
out of respect for them and then set them adrift on the water. Superstition wise, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there's any cultures that believes burning is like desecrating a body or anything like that, or if they believe that burning is a way to set the soul free. I've heard of that in like remote tribes, but that's all I know of it.
You know, when I was a kid, there was something that I learned in the Boy Scouts, and it was an experience I'll never forget. And I had it happen several times. But what you do is it takes two people, yourself and another person, and you stand and you start breathing in real heavy. And you keep doing that, and then all of a sudden you hold your breath, and the other person comes up behind you and wraps their arm around your chest and squeezes. And then all of a sudden you're knocked out for a period of what seems like minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually just seconds. But what I experienced was unbelievable. It was like being on an acid trip, seriously. But I went through all the planets in the solar system,
Look,
like I was in a rocket and came back around. I think it's called a depletion of oxygen. It does things on your brain, but it kind of goes along with what we're talking about. These experiences that you see when you're out of oxygen. And I'm wondering if that happens before death.
That's
a good.
possibility.
And it is
I don't know if any of you have tried that.
It's an interesting theory. Yeah, I've done that when I was a kid, or something similar to that,
Yeah.
where you're come to close to passing out, or hold your breath, and then somebody spins you around, and you're like, yeah, you go through that. I wonder if that is, you go through a state, if you will, right?
Yeah.
well, it's gonna sound sick and twisted, but some people do it as a sexual fetish.
some people do.
Well, I know
Some people that have green screens behind them.
Yeah.
It's true. Some rock stars have died from. That's how Michael McCutcheon died, like from excess.
Oh
Supposedly.
yeah.
That's how David Carradine died.
Yeah.
I know that there's some Inuit tribes that do that to have like epiphanies or to like find their spirit animals and stuff like that.
Wow.
Boomer
Boomer.
says he's just window dressing.
Hello, Boomer.
I know Boomer wasn't feeling well yesterday. I'm wondering if he's still low on the ill side.
I think he's taking
Usually
a
he would
nap.
have jumped in now.
He'll be on the panel.
So he's up on the panel.
on gas, but
Just
I'm
fun.
still plugging
Hi.
away.
How you doing, Bob?
Hello, Lulu. Hello, Jojo. Hello, David. Hello, David. Hello, David. Hello, RK. Hello, Brian. Is that everybody here?
No.
Well, I sent Aniki a link, but she hasn't
Hello,
joined. So.
Ben. How can I forget Ben? Oh my God.
Good to see you there, Boomer,
See, 'cause
brother.
I had my things. I got my screen split, so I had my thing like slid to the all the way to the left, and your picture wasn't up there. So
So what I'm hearing is Boomer likes to slide his thing to the left. Okay.
I knew it. I was like, you just
every once in a while,
Cab 7, you unleashed the demon.
every
You can
once in a
tell,
while.
JoJo, you know. You can tell.
But you know what, Dave?
What side it's on.
When Ben came to visit me, there was no spooning.
Absolutely not.
Right.
We didn't even bring it up.
We called it forking.
No cot shot.
No,
Yeah,
what
no
we did
cop.
was called the spatula.
Just like buses, there are no cots in the boom boom room.
No, he was like for days, like, you want me to cook something? You want some, but no. He just eat his Reese's and He's barely
want
ate
to know what
anything.
Just
spatula
give
is.
him a square pizza and he's good to go.
Sounds kind of, woohoo.
I don't
Hey.
remember him eating much of anything. Like he had a bag of snacks.
I came prepared. That's my Boy Scout in me. Okay, can't help it.
Uh-huh.
I can live off
Except
snacks.
when you come visit Boomer and you forget the butterscotch pudding.
Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking send you a shipment.
Why don't we all just send him some? Then he'll never run out.
I know.
Ben,
No, that ain't the point, guys. That ain't the point.
you know what it is. You know it.
Oh,
You know it.
oh, that's gold right there in your hand.
Yeah, I got my folders.
Oh no.
Oh, Cameron's.
Oh.
How much
Yep,
of that
I
do you
got my
drink?
folders.
Green Bay, you're holding up the wrong stuff. Here's the.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Maxwell's, man.
What is that? Some J&B?
No, it's a little bit of larceny.
Larceny.
That's bourbon, right?
Yeah.
That's right. If I ever go to Chicago, I'll have to stay there for days because they'll teach me the finer points of drinking strong alcohol.
You may never come back. Green Bay.
You may never be able to walk out the door to get back.
Don't take me down to Lakeshore Drive again. Not that part where I took the wrong turn. Don't take me there again.
The only thing I can say about that is stay thirsty, my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled every stop.
Stay
So I had to
thirsty.
stop for one.
You know what that reminds me of, Green Bay?
But
The movie Family Vacation, when they took the family Queen truckster down into Chicago, and Clark is telling his wife, because the windows are rolled down. He said, "Well, the kids, it's important that they see the plight of the city." And then all of a sudden they hear a gunshot, and he says, "Roll them up."
Roll them up.
man, when you're out of your element, I remember when we were down in Manhattan and we wanted to stop at McDonald's and there's nowhere to park. So I'm in an alley. And my wife and my friend go in to get food, and I'm sitting in an alley in a van, and I'm like, Minnesota plates. I'm like, come on, just kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Just kill me now. Oh my goodness.
You really were a tourist.
Yeah.
We were driving around, man, middle of the night. Oh, let's go see if we can get over by the Statue of Liberty. We're going down these little streets, and we're like, the mirrors almost touching the cars, and I'm like, but there's a bus in front of us. If he can make it, we can make it.
Did somebody tell you that you can't drive to the Statue of Liberty?
I was just gonna say
Get
something.
close enough to get a better view of it. Yes, we knew we couldn't. We just thought.
They do have a ferry that will take you there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone been on Alcatraz? They say Alcatraz is haunted.
Nope. I've seen it, but I haven't been close enough.
I've done Alcatraz. I did it during the day though, and I hear that they do night tours that are pretty scary.
Aren't there
I
people
heard they stopped doing the tours.
Did they stop doing them?
I heard they did. Like, I went out when my brother lived out there. We went out in like 07, and my brother's. I was talking to that's the first thing I mentioned. It's like, yeah, I want to go to Alcatraz, and he told us that they stopped doing the tours, but I don't know.
I think you're probably bullshitting you because I did one in 2011.
2011? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want to bother with it then because he is that kind of way.
I thought you need to get locked up there, like overnight or something.
I think there was a time where they would do that with like small groups or like corporations. You can have like do like an outing and do the overnight stuff. But I don't know if they still do that anymore. Sounds like a liability.
Lady Swan was out there when she went out there. They just did the boat tour around the island. They didn't actually go onto the island. But that was when?
Wow.
That was in 83. So
83.
As close as we got to it, we went to that the old World War I bunkers, I think it was.
Right.
The abandoned bunkers and stuff.
It's pretty wild if and again, I don't know if they still do the tours, but if they do, it's worth checking out. It's pretty wild.
So, Ghost, you guys ever went and walked by the Amityville house or anything?
I've never been to Amityville. That's up in New York, somewheres.
Yeah.
They've actually. I mean, I know a lot of the details about the story and what went on with the Amityville thing. And after they sold the house, they actually had a team of architects come in and physically alter the appearance of the house because they had so many people.
Yeah, they made
coming
the
find the place.
I think it's just outside of Manhattan or something.
They also changed the address of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't they take out the iconic windows?
Yep, they're square now.
Yeah.
They did a tour of it on TV once, like after it was renovated. You know, I'm like, how the hell could you live in that house, whether it was real or not? I'm like, I think about it. Like, I mean, your wife, like, can you go get some more wood for the fire? It's down in the red room.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, honey.
I can remember I seen a documentary on it, and they had the next door neighbor that grew up with the kids in the house that was actually murdered there. And they said the red room, it isn't actually even a red room. It's like a place underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
And they just had some excess paint from something else, and they painted the walls. The kids was the ones that painted that red, and the neighbor was there with them and helped them paint it.
No, and didn't the woman and the husband, I can't remember the paranormal team. They're really famous. I can't remember their names, but she just passed away.
He did. Lorraine, I think.
Lorraine. That's it. Yep.
And he died a little while earlier.
Yep.
That's my favorite ghost story. I'm sorry. That's my favorite one.
I lived in New York State majority of my life, and you all know more about this place than I do.
Well, that's shocking because it's such
I watched the movie. That's about it.
When I was a kid, that was the biggest thing because that was around the mid 70s.
Yep.
And I saw Charles Lutz and his wife on I think it was Charles. Wasn't that his name? Charles Lutz or
It's
George. Maybe it was George.
Lutz.
Yeah, George.
Okay.
And I saw him on Merv Griffin telling his story, you know, and so it just that was me and my dad went and saw the movie together. It's not that I don't know. That's my favorite ghost story, you know.
I still think my favorite is, and I could watch it a million times, the Overlook Hotel, and the movie was The Shining. I love it. I love it with a passion.
Hey, Alyssa's out there.
Hey, Alyssa. Now, I think, wasn't it, who's the big,
Omar Gosh.
Omar, yeah, didn't he go there?
The Stanley
hotel. I think he has a video or two on that.
Yeah, they did Stanley Hotel. They did The Lady in Red. They've done a few other ones as well.
Yes.
They've done the Queen Mary. I think they did Queen Elizabeth as well.
No, it's Queen Mary.
Yeah,
very, very entertaining the way he does that. I mean, it's kind of like at the edge of your seat. He's very good at that.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and Lou will pop back up here, and Lou is with them right now. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lou was in here earlier.
Omar's down there with Lou.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Patty and Lou.
Patty and Heather and Lou and James and
James
and
all of them. I didn't know they were down there.
They're all palling around together down there. Hey, Aniki.
I'm James thing, but there's a good possibility that I might be down in there sometime eventually soon.
Oh.
It'll be awesome.
Hi, everybody on panel.
Hey, Aniki.
Hey, Aniki.
Hello, Aniki.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, LU-LU-LUVU.
The
producer guy.
The producer guy.
The producer guy.
It's called That Producer Man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was
last night. I tried to get him off of his whatever, and I called him Mr. Director Man.
Hello, Aniki. He gave me a promotion.
Hi, Boomer.
Hey, Aniki, darling.
Hi, RK. Hi,
name-
Cap.
Hello,
Aniki.
That sounded
Hi, Green
sincere.
Bay. Hi, Lulu.
Hi. I've seen your
Hi,
video.
Jojo. Hi, Brian.
Hey.
Oh, thank you.
How's everything going?
We're at home. They say it's an acute appendicitis because he's had it once.
Mm-hmm.
What video? What video?
Your
Jackson
his
in the
body
hospital video.
Well, Dave, I support my friends. I don't know how you missed it.
Get him, Lulu.
Damn.
Jackson was in the hospital today for his appendix. We went to the GI doctor, and Jackson told him what happened to him, and the doctor felt around, and he must have felt something that he didn't like, and he sent us off to the emergency room right there, like into a hospital we've never been to. So it was kind of scary, and his body still makes gallstones, and so there something with your appendix can make stones, and that's what's happening. So we just have to watch him, make sure that the fevers don't come back and stuff like that. So.
Well, healing energy to my little buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's not gonna have to have his appendix removed.
Yeah, he probably will at some point. But
good thing is he doesn't need
watch
it.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not an emergency right now. So, like it was today, and then he went through a battery of tests, and
thank goodness.
I'm glad we're not at that hospital because it was like so strange. So, anyways.
Yeah, hospitals are.
That was my day today.
I know JoJo and Brian's going to be hopping off here in a minute. Thank you, JoJo and Brian, for working it out when I was going through the storm earlier and all that stuff, and taking over and just keeping it going. And you guys don't know how much I appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Thanks so much, JoJo and Brian. That was awesome.
Hey, Ghost, when are you going to get off of AOL?
AOL would be a step up from our internet. So
I know. Oh,
I'm sorry. I still have AOL accounts, many of them.
Oh yeah.
I still have.
Yeah,
I've had the same email for what 20 years, something like that.
One of mine has 12,000 spam messages in it right now because it's become such a spam haven. I just deleted 3,000 messages randomly the other night.
Wow.
One of them. I think I've got about 15 email accounts. Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, you know.
He had messages dating back to 1978.
Time.
Hey, did any of you get my MySpace follow request?
I got it, Boomer.
I'm telling you, I signed into my MySpace account like about 8 months ago. Me and Rebel went on there. It was still there after like 12, 15 years.
Oh, it's still there.
Same password, everything.
Oh yeah.
I met Juliet on MySpace. I know.
Really?
It's an embarrassing thing to say, but yes.
Now, isn't it true now that you're together, she's asking for more space?
No, lots of space. Yeah, she's going to lotsofspace.com now.
I met my wife at MySpace too, and then she walked away, and I was alone in my space.
Then it truly was your space.
That's because
After 6 years,
Here's
I finally got my,
this is my space, not your space.
Get out of my space.
the thing about being a hardcore AOL user like myself. I've gone through everything with AOL, all the way back from waiting for the flag to go up. You've got mail.
Yep.
To going through where AOL was like $20 a month, and then they gave it away for free. But a lot of us didn't know that for about 6 months. So here we are paying our $20.
I started when it was like $9.99 a month.
Yeah, I still got
dial up.
I got a disc somewhere of AOL. in my old discs.
I started out with Netscape with Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah,
Remember
Netscape, Yahoo.
Netscape, yeah. Oh, Net Zero was big for a while too. That guy's always trying to reinvent himself.
Okay, I have some trivia for you. So, who was the first online retailer where you can actually buy over the internet on AOL?
Ooh, wow!
Yours?
eBay.
1-800-Flowers.
Really?
Flowers.
Yep. Wow!
Oh, I remember that too now.
Yep,
I like that. Oh yeah, I remember that.
that's a long time ago.
Benny Loco says, "Crazy Eddie."
Yeah, their stocks would go up during Valentine's Day and then plummet afterward.
Come on, let's do Dan Aykroyd. Crazy Eddie. Prices so low they're insane. Color televisions normally $379. Now we're just 49 cents. That's right. And wait a minute. The reason we're so low, Crazy Eddie ran off with I'm not really Crazy Eddie. He ran off with Crazy Ralph's girl. If I could get a shovel or something, just hit him. He's crazy. It's the best Saturday Night Live skit ever.
Those are great commercials.
That's
crazy commercials. They inspired me.
back when you had the first cam accesses, and you had remember the big one was Jenny Cam, and it turned out to all be fake. All the emotional breakdowns that she had on her, it was all fake.
Oh, was that similar to the I Just Love Cats girl or something? Or
yeah,
that wasn't a real video.
Nope.
No.
Oh, my mind is blown.
Cat 7's off another hangout with Lulu, I see. So
No.
Actually, Dave, I'm just getting ready to go upstairs because my pot of coffee, Folgers, by the way, is done.
I brought mine right to the desk here, right to the desk.
I like what Rob said.
Lulu was still celebrating her birthday.
Oh yeah, I'm recovering.
Rob said, I don't have any space. My wife and kids took it all.
Yeah. Many guys only have 50% left of their space.
Wow, they're lucky. I had maybe 25.
I'm in my domain. I've got this whole garage to myself.
I mean, that's why I started sleeping on the couch. Eventually, it graduated to having my own room, and I'm like, well, it's a lot better than having 3 inches of the bed.
Yeah.
My daughter, she lives in the living room. I'm like, Emily, go. You've got a whole room. Get this out of here. Get these blankets out of here. This is not a bedroom.
All right. Mine is.
Oh my goodness.
My bedroom is my studio, and my living room is my bedroom.
View this. Oh boy, coffee on the desk. Gonna be a long one. You know, I'm starting to think I drink too much coffee.
Really? You
Well, all right. So
shame.
this is a 12-pot coffee thing that I just brewed up to the line, right? Look at where it's at already. That means I've already drank half of it.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't that get cold?
Like,
No,
it's got a hot plate.
I got the whole coffee pot.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
That's right.
I got a new coffee pot.
Wow.
Irish whiskey happened to catch me complaining about my coffee pot breaking down on me the day I went to Dollar General, got a new tub of coffee, brought it home, and was about to make coffee, and I realized when I started pouring the water in it, it started perking out automatically, and it was turned off. So there's some kind of short in or something. So I unplugged it, and I was complaining about how here I have this brand new container of coffee and no coffee maker. And he happened to pick up on, and a couple of days later during one of the live streams that we're doing for Lou, he's like, hey, expect your coffee maker on the 30th. I'm like, what? And everybody's yelling, hey, Boomer, he's telling you. And I checked, they're saying, look at the damn chat. And I looked through and there's like, he's talking about sending me a coffee maker. I'm like, are you serious? Or are you just pulling? He actually sent me a coffee maker, and I did an unveiling yesterday on it. It arrived on the 30th, like you said, and I picked it up yesterday. And
wow,
a brand new Mr. Coffee maker, simple, one button on off. That's all I need.
I go through about 2 or 3 of these from Walmart every year. They work great for a month or 2 months or 3 months. Then they get slower and slower and slower.
Well, you got to clean them out every once in a while too. Run some vinegar water or something through them.
They just burn. They're $10, man. They're $10 on
Oh,
sale.
yeah. These Mr. Coffee is like one of the first coffee maker brands they ever came out with, and they last long. Like the first one I ever bought lasted me almost 20 years.
And Marcel Harding just had coffee with me, Ghost.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He unveiled his Mr. Funky mug on a video.
Did he tell you about his painting channel?
Yeah. Now it's funny because I said, "Oh, I'll go watch that, Marcel." So I go to watch it last night. I'm tired. It was after our long live stream. It's 19 minutes. But I watched it, the whole thing. I did the whole thing.
My goodness, he actually had one 20-minute video.
Got to be a hell of a coffee cup. I'd be like, it's a coffee cup. Look.
Well, it was a partial shout out for me, but he's a good guy. Actually, he's a cool dude. I love it.
Here's the ticket then. To get Green Bay Wacky to come watch more than 20 minutes of one of your videos, buy one of his coffee mugs.
Wow,
that's the moral I got out of the story.
I get a rush and I get like 20 of them go out. And I gotta watch. I'll be like, I can't live stream anymore. I'm just watching coffee videos.
Oh
my goodness.
Well, guys, I hate to cut you guys off, but Brian and I have to hop off and head to bed.
Ooh.
No one likes a quitter.
Oh.
I'm not going for a marathon, the adult style.
Oh, jeez.
Wow!
Wow. I was just about to say that, Ghost. Beat me to it.
Or you could just keep cutting me off.
You can always just keep the audio on.
Have a good night, JoJo and Brian.
Listen, David, you're not getting no audio until I get my damn lizard.
I have your lizard.
What?
Joe, you can always hop back on anytime you want.
Wait, is it an odd day or an even day today? What's the date today?
Now it's the third.
It's the third. Hey, JoJo.
Fuck you.
Love you.
Love you. Mean it.
See you, JoJo.
Good night,
JoJo.
Have a good rest.
JoJo.
Guys, say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Love you, Brian. Love you, Brian, my Buddha.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Oh, look
Good
at
night, guys.
Rock fam, dog ham, JoJo and Brian, LOL night.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Rebecca Brown is taking off.
D-Zung RV, smash toast. Wait.
100 likes yet? You should have 100 likes almost.
I'm at 80 likes on this. 80 likes. 42 watching them. The viewership is actually going up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? It's my stream, so if there's anybody out there in the chat that you don't recognize, go over there, check out their channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of their videos, and leave them a comment so they can get back to you.
Any scores?
Wait, I was waiting for attention, Kmart shoppers. There's a blue light special flashing at the front of the store. Deli ham sandwiches normally $2.69 are now just 99 cents.
This is Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa.
Let's see. You smash
What's
that
up,
like
brother
button.
James?
Benny Loco. Benny Loco. I think we got room for Benny now. Let's see. I get Benny up here. What's going on, Benny?
Close the neighborhood.
We love Benny Loco.
Yes, we do. Hey, Kyoko, how are you? Much love. Hey, David, what's up?
Isn't it amazing how many people we know in this community?
Yeah, it is.
Conjointly, yeah, it's crazy how like it kind of just circles around everybody.
Even if we don't watch every video, just through live streams, panels, video, just how many people we actually know
already.
Yeah.
Well,
I know there's at least 3 that I actually met.
Benny, did you leave our hangout? No.
Well, was she in here earlier?
No, I had a private hangout with her, but she must have left it at some point. She was probably cleaning out her hangouts. I did mine the other day. I cleaned out
cleaning out her closet.
Bunch of hangouts, but I usually keep ones where like there's one with me, just me and Lou Rock, one with me and Gemma, and
I always
and that way I can add them to calls easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only ones I close out are like the group ones, because every once in a while somebody wants to message the group at 3 o'clock in the morning. You get this bing in your ear at 3 in the morning.
Benny, send me a message on Hangouts, hon. I'll send you a link.
I got her if you want me to copy paste. But.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to.
Alyssa says, I thought Booms was going to say there were 3 people he liked.
That's what I thought too at first.
Oh, man.
Alyssa, get out of my head. No, I'm just kidding.
I told Rob someday I'm going to meet Michigander man Rob. I'll go pick up a camper in Michigan then.
Nice. I'd like to see that happen.
I thought he lived in Florida. No,
but Michigander.
I get it.
And
I know.
Kind of a dead giveaway there. What are you drinking?
I'm a little slow.
Oh, she removed it. Oh,
I'm actually. Where's he based out of? I'm actually going to be in Michigan this weekend.
We just covered that. Michigan.
Michigander, man. Of Michigan.
Why don't you type to him in the chat, producer guy?
Oh, is he in there? Oh, okay.
He actually has a link to come up on the panel, but he said he couldn't come up because his whole family was asleep.
Another brandy, anyone?
Hey, it's bourbon. No one drinks.
Or bourbon. I'm sorry. I knew it started with a B. Maybe I need a bourbon myself.
He's in West Michigan, and Dave, if you want to get a hold of him, I do have his contact information. I can hook you up. I can make that happen.
Oh, yeah. We're actually going to be in Sawyer, Michigan this weekend.
What do you mean?
Ghost hooks everybody up.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
I've actually collabed with Michigander man. I've got videos with him. I've met up with him before.
Oddly enough, on Saturday night, Juliet and I are having dinner with the founder of the band Survivor on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, Jim Peterick.
Eye of the Tiger? That band?
The Tiger. He wrote it, yeah.
Do you know why they scored that? Ask him if this story is true. Will you ask him if this story is true?
What story?
I read online that they got the gig for Rocky because Rocky wanted Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. And Queen would not release the song to Rocky. And so Rocky, the producers or whatever, got Survivor to do the soundtrack because of that. Ask him if that story's true.
I'll ask him. Yeah.
I actually read that on the internet.
Well, you're just going to meet the guy, ask him, hey, by the way, were you choice number 2?
Yeah.
I was like,
no, it's an urban legend. There's an urban legend going around. Hey, they kicked Queen's ass. Tell them that. So.
Yeah, right.
And this guy's got a Grammy. He's got a People's Choice Award, and he was Oscar nominated. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So what does he do in the band? He founded it. Is he the singer? Is he the guitar?
He's the singer. He's no longer in Survivor because Survivor isn't really around anymore. But he was the both keyboardist, sometimes guitar player, but wrote all the songs. But he wrote a bunch of songs for like 38 Special, like Hold Down Loosely. I mean, he wrote tons of songs for the bands.
Oh, this will definitely
shoot him a link. Let's get him up on the panel.
I'll sing it for him.
Ghost is reaching.
You trade your passion for glory.
Yeah, we're going out to dinner with him and then seeing him in his original band, which was the Ides of March.
You know what's going to happen? One of these days, I'm going to have Dave, the producer, up here, and he's going to be on the panel. He's going to be telling him, "Hey, I'm going to meet this guy, and he's the lead singer for this band." And I'm going to be like, "Oh my god, we'll shoot him a link." And he'd be like, "All right." And all of a sudden, we're going to have somebody like huge, famous up on the panel.
One of them.
All right, you know what? Now you've thrown out the gauntlet. I have a guy that I will absolutely bring up one of these times when I'm up here. And
Wham!
We'll get Wham! Exactly.
Wham!
Well,
Wake me up!
Wham's not living anymore.
Now, are we going to need a spirit box to add him to the panel?
You get the George Michael spirit box.
I want Weird Al. I want Weird Al. Oh my goodness!
It's a paranormal stream, so I'm thinking meatloaf.
Hell, why not reach for the stars and call for Elvis?
I'll be shot. I never got into Meatloaf, even though I saw him they did the Rocky Horror Picture Show, didn't they?
Yeah. Meatloaf was in that movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Opportunity, bless my soul. Yeah.
Just not a big Meatloaf fan.
I know it's hard to get into Meatloaf.
I
don't have 20 minutes.
Dream it, be it. I wanted to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was like 16, 17, and my dad threatened to lock me out.
Well, we because we were out stoned.
40 years later, I had my opportunity to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show.
He watched it one time and went, "What the hell is this?" and never watched it again.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Did Cab 7 or LU-LU-LUVU ever see the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
I've only seen it on TV, Dave, about 1 million times.
You have seen it.
Yeah, Marlo makes me watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Man, I think it was an excellent production. It was like
you got to give Tim Curry some props.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought it was a fabulous production.
All I remember is throwing things and saying, "Damn it, Janet." That's all I remember. Oh wait, and he's the sexualized transvestite from outer space, or what's that song he sings?
Something like that.
The sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
Wait, what is it again?
Dave knows.
Hold on.
It's called Sweet Transvestite from Transsexual Transylvania. His character's name was Frankenfurter.
Frankenfurter. Yeah.
Wow.
And the other movie
Rocky was the blonde dude.
The other movie I can't
the one he
stand
created
is the one of the plant where it eats people.
Oh wow. Little Shop of
I can't stand that movie.
I think it's musicals that you have a problem with, Cab.
I love musicals, though. I do.
I mean, I think the best musical I ever experienced was West Side Story, and that's the only one I really can say I really, really like.
Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka's the only one I like.
When you're a jet all the way.
You got a rocket in your pocket.
See, I grew up in that perfect time zone. I guess there's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. There was Clockwork Orange. There was, Little Shop of Horrors.
Grease.
Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal. Yep.
Heavy Metal was a good one.
Take a ride.
Pink Floyd, The Wall. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I liked Hair too. That was cool.
Hair was cool. Hair was a Broadway play. That was good.
Yeah.
Hair? You mean Hairspray?
No, Hair.
Oh.
The 70s.
Hair.
It was about a gang, right? If I remember, I saw
Hair was actually late 60s.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Hair, beautiful.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been before my time.
Hairspray was the 80s, though. Yeah, you're right. John Waters.
Yeah.
And Heavy Metal was the best midnight movie. That was the best.
You know, I don't think I caught that one, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was one of the first midnight movie cartoons, if not the first.
It was so bizarre. I mean, it was like nuts, man.
It was kind of part like softcore porn in a weird way. Yeah, it really was.
Dad probably would have broken my leg.
In some of it, right?
He had a song on there. Sammy Hagar had a song.
Yep. Who did heavy metal? Was that Don Henley or something? Or who did heavy metal?
It was a band that was not heavy metal, which was very weird. I think you're right. It might have been Don Henley. It was somebody that was like totally not a metal singer.
That would have been Don Knotts.
That's right, Don Knotts. Yeah. I thought it was Andy.
And then heavy metal, you had Rock and Roll High School. Remember that?
Rock and Roll High School, Ramones?
The Ramones, yes. Yeah. Rock and Roll High School. Yeah.
Oh. It's a song by Eagles guitarist Don Felder.
Don Felder did that song. Okay.
My oh my, how this lady can fly. Oh, I love that song. I'm gonna have to find that on YouTube and play it now.
That's a very weird movie, though.
I think they knew it was going to be a midnight movie and we were all going to be stoned and drunk. So they were like, let's just hit them with like, know, let's do it.
The soundtrack's incredible to that movie, though.
Yeah.
Well, they came out with like Heavy Metal 2000 too, but I didn't care for that one.
Ooh, did they? I didn't even know they even tried that. That sounds awful.
It was an epic fail.
LU-LU-LUVU, you're getting a belated birthday wish from Jan's life journey.
Oh, thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Speaking of your birthday, did you happen to catch from my live the other night? The night we raided Green Bay on your birthday?
Yes, I did.
We actually sang happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Rusty Rose. Well, prayers be with you, Rusty Rose. And we'll talk to you later on. You go get some rest.
Lulu had an epic birthday.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Bye, Rusty. Love you.
Amazing. We didn't even get the yellow not advertising friendly. And all I thought was, wow, if YouTube only knew.
He was Joe Cocker's guitar player for years. I hid in my room when he came over when I was little because I was shy.
Well, they said that someone had wrote for Heart, someone they knew.
Yeah, my dad's best friend wrote for Heart.
What?
Yeah, that's what Nostalgic Angel Ashley said.
I'm looking at chat now.
I love Heart.
I was about 16, maybe. I want to say 16 years old. Grew up in a little town up in Michigan called Grand Ledge. And a friend of mine, Chad Anderson, had his parents owned Anderson's Archery. And every year they had like a bow hunters rendezvous where they'd have like the companies would come in, they'd set up booths and stuff and showcase new products and things like that. And I go over there, I'm checking out new bows and arrows and stuff. And we was all kind of into that at that time. And my friend Chad's like, hey, dude, come with me. I got somebody I want you to meet. And we go into the back of the store, which, you know, wasn't uncommon for me to be hanging out with him in the back of the shop where the bow presses are and the, workshop. And it's just like a big warehouse back there. And there's a couple couches and a little lounge area. And I go in there and here's this raggedy looking dude and his dog. And he's like, I want you to meet my Uncle Ted. And I was like, hey, Uncle Ted, how's it going? And he's like, no, dude, you don't understand. That's Uncle Ted. I was like, okay, hey, Uncle Ted, how's it going?
I know where that's going.
Dude, that's Uncle Ted. Ted Nugent. I was like, yeah, right. Okay. And sure enough, it was actually Ted Nugent. I got to meet Ted Nugent in the back of a bow shop back in like 1990, something like that.
That's awesome.
And it was actually Ted Nugent. He's like, yeah, I'm Ted Nugent. I was like, oh. don't look anything like your album covers. Of course, you don't have your shirt off.
You don't have a loincloth. Yeah.
A loincloth. You know what, Ben? That'd
Yeah.
be a great video. You put on a loincloth and dance.
If I can wear a Depends, I can wear a loincloth.
Oh gosh, Dave, what are you doing? No
Benny
idea.
Loco was in the house.
Hey, Benny.
Hi guys.
Hey, Benny Loco.
I want to see Cab 7 in the butt flap.
I could do that.
Good.
I'm trying, I'm a minimalist, so I the less the better.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
go on, Ben. Go on.
Listen, you're always talking about the Rocky Horror Show, and I love that play. I'm just going to call it a play. I know every single word. I know every single dance move. I can play every single character.
No.
Are you one of those people that go up to the front of the screen and act it out? There are a lot of those.
I would totally listen. I've been trying to do a Rocky Horror review forever, and I can't get enough people on board.
Benny, that's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll.
But listen closely. Not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. Oh, don't make me get up and do the time warp.
I remember.
Yeah, it was one of the best.
I actually don't remember how many times I've seen that movie. I'm just saying, every Friday night,
and
Randor Mall,
so many
midnight
times.
movie. Yeah, they keep the lights on. Everybody go down front.
We have a drive-in out by us that shows it in there a fall. What's that fallback series that they have at the end of the year before the drive-in closes, and it's mayhem.
Mayhem.
We don't have any more drive-in movie theaters here.
Oh, drive-ins are the best.
Very few.
They are.
They were the bomb,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we have one out here as well. It's open all year because it's not really winter out here so much.
Where do you live?
And you can go to the drive-in.
What part of the country do you live?
I'm over here in California.
Ah,
Ave Desert.
Is Lou Rock
That's
up on panel? Lou Rock has the link. If he wants to come up on panel, he's more than welcome to anytime he wants to. I haven't talked to him. I know he's down there with Patty. He's doing his thing. I'm not going to bug him. I'm not going to be like, "Hey Lou, come up on." But yeah,
he's having live.
Yeah. Hey, I have some crazy news. So we were driving back from the hospital this evening, and we all get an email, and it's from the school, and they're telling parents, "Oh, I'm sure you noticed the increased police presence at the school." Well, somebody had called the Safe to Tell hotline that somebody was going to come and shoot the school windows out.
Oh.
This is number 6 just this year of school threats at Jackson School.
That's terrifying.
I know. I told him I'm going to stand in front of the windows while you're at school. He goes, "You don't have to do that." I said, "No, I want to use my body as armor for you to enjoy your class."
Mm-hmm.
You've been out all week, so.
Aussie said the first time he went to drive-in theater, he saw a Twister. Or he saw a Twister.
Oh, saw a Twister. Yeah. That'd be a good drive-in movie.
I've seen that movie like 200 times. It's one of my favorites.
Finger at God, man.
Sorry, I just love that movie. I love the love story in it. I love the love story.
I actually got freaked out watching that story one time. And I'd seen the movie a few times before, but it was one of those times where like I was the only one at home, and I just kind of like, okay, I'm going to just veg out and watch a movie. So I got my surround sound system going, and the rumbling and the thunder and lightning and stuff. That was what you did back then. You had the big surround sound speakers all over the room, And I'm watching the movie, and the movie comes to an end, and I shut off the movie, and I'm still hearing the rumbling. And I go outside, and it's storming like crazy out, like winds whipping. It was like the movie was continued, but outside of the house.
I can't believe Bill Paxton's gone, man.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, I love that guy. One of my favorite actors of all time.
What was that movie in the 80s that he was the big brother? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Weird Science.
Weird Science, yes.
Yeah.
I just
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know who's dinging me, but
wasn't that Andrew Hall or someone in that, or what's his name?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Michael.
Yeah.
Guy from the Breakfast Club and the guy from, wasn't he in 16 Candles or something?
He was.
He was on Saturday Night Live too. He was very funny, and then he grew out of his funny stage or something. I don't know. He disappeared.
Is Saturday Night Live funny anymore?
He's kind of taking himself a little serious.
Is Saturday Night Live still on? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch
haven't
it.
watched TV in years.
Yeah,
I shut my television off.
Netflix.
I watch real human beings on YouTube is what I do. I watch real human beings doing real human stuff and dealing with real human experiences and living a real human life, not the bullshit life that they portray to you on TV. See?
Amen, sister. Amen.
Cheers.
On TV, everything always works out.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, go watch the movie Testament. You'll watch a movie where nothing works out, and you'll be really depressed at the end of that movie.
And that's another thing. Who needs something that's going to make me depressed? Okay, I'm
Crazy,
coming
huh,
with
Ghost?
Yeah, I'm reading that right now.
It's crazy.
We all take threats seriously and appreciate our school community diligence. Thank you to those that make reports. Continue to remind your student to report any potential safety concerns to the school, law enforcement, or to Safe to Tell, no matter how insignificant they believe it might be.
That's exactly right.
Crazy.
It could be one of those things.
Ghost, I'm going to hop off there.
Their
pal.
homework, you know.
Yeah, well, Jackson has a friend that was kicked out of school, and he's like,
Hey,
I
Lulu,
wonder
you
if
were
it's
getting
him. I was like, oh God.
What's Lulu doing?
I think
Good night,
Lulu's
Lulu.
gonna
I'm
gonna
going
get
to
out of here. Thank you for coming on the show tonight, Lulu. It was great to have you on. And you know, I'm sorry I wasn't there for the first half, but had some technical difficulties due to the storms that was coming through. But
okay. Jojo and Brian did awesome.
yeah, happy birthday, hon.
Yeah,
Thank
happy belated birthday. Yeah.
So much. So much. You guys, awesome community. It's amazing.
We love you, Lulu.
Now,
I love all
Lulu,
you guys.
we love you too, honey. Now, sober up.
And I want to thank all of the mods and Sharpshooter. Thank you, buddy. You're awesome.
Sharpshooter's the man.
Oh, yeah.
Sharpshooter. Oh my God.
He's kick ass. That dude needs
Guys, 30 people in here watching still. If you don't have LU-LU-LUVU in your subscriber count, definitely go over to her channel, check her out, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of her videos, and leave her a birthday comment so she could get back to you.
Oh, thank you, Ghost.
Yeah. Double check that you're all subscribed to Ghost Mafia. Make sure YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you or anything.
Oh, yeah. Make sure your bells are on for this guy. Absolutely.
Breaking the Shell did a thing where he made everybody unsubscribe and then resubscribe and hit the bell because notifications
That's a good idea.
Yes.
don't work. So
Yeah, now listen, I have noticed because I watch an awful lot of YouTube because, you know, I support a lot of people. And I noticed that even on the really big channels, their numbers are declining like crazy, in the comment sections, in the thumbs up, in the views. So when I saw Tim do that the other day from Breaking the Shell, I was like, that is what I've been doing all along. And like, if there's somebody who I watch, you know, at least 2-3 times a week, and I don't get a notification, I'm going right to their channel. I say, wait a minute, and I unsubscribe, and I resubscribe, and I re-ring the bell.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times I'll go back to a channel and the bell's been on rung. And then you try to ring it and you get a 404 error.
Yeah.
Which nonsense. So I wind up unsubscribing, resubscribing anyway in order to re-ring the bell. So I just bypass that. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was. I think that was a smart move on his part, actually.
So Tim actually did a stream where he asked everyone in the stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go in and unsubscribe and then resubscribe and
How many people were in the chat that he did that for?
Oh, I don't know, a lot.
There was at least 100 people in there. I was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Lulu.
I
Bye,
love
Lulu.
you. Love you. Tell Boomer I said good night.
Okay. Love you.
Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, brother.
And I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna head out myself because I need to do some shopping online experiences. So thank you for allowing me to come up on the panel. I appreciate it. And y'all have a good night tonight.
He's shopping for his cloth.
We love you, Ben.
Anytime, brother.
See you, Cab.
Good night, Cab.
Good night.
Cab.
Gotta get my shop on. Oh, that's so
He's
cute.
shopping for his loincloth.
His stylish butt flap.
I don't know why, but I'm actually craving Oreos right now.
He loves to buy
Oreos.
I want some Oreos.
Oreos. Somebody say Oreos. Wait, I haven't had an Oreo in about 4 years. For good reason.
You know what? I made double chocolate chunk brownies the other day. I'm gonna go get one.
Oh, are they special?
Benny.
Hey, if they're edibles, I want one.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, we're all adults here.
If they're the good brownies, there you go.
Oh yeah. Have you guys ever seen that movie? How High?
I like a nice brownie.
Out of all the times that I was 420 and a stoner, I don't think we ever ate it. We always smoked it.
Yeah.
One time Kynan was at school. He was in high school, and
Amen, Green Bay. Amen.
This kid was giving out just a piece of, tiny little piece of brownies to everybody, and Kynan's like, I want some. And he's like, yeah, but don't eat the whole thing. And he's like, what are you talking about? And took the whole thing. Now, mind you, Kynan is a little gullible, and he's like, it tastes weird. Ew, who made these? And he said he was he felt like there was no floor. He was he called me. He's like, I think I ate a special brownie, Mom. It's the freaking funniest thing. I was like, oh my god.
Well, I think we were always broke, so I think when we looked, we had a quarter left or something, we'd be like, I'm not putting that in some brownies. I'm gonna smoke it. We're like, I can't afford to buy another one.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It is terrible. But when you're surrounded by several pounds of it, you can make butter and you can make all kinds of lovely things to incorporate into your edibles so that they don't even taste like cannabis. They taste just like what they're supposed to taste like. Like hard candy. Woo!
I never got weed. Oddly enough, I never smoked weed.
Me either.
And believe me, I just never. I couldn't. I got real paranoid. I just couldn't do it.
Then you have sativa. You didn't have an indica. There's different strains, and they react differently to different people in their different situations.
Hey, come on, Chicago. We gotta hang out.
Well, my parents were hippies, so that's all I'm gonna say there.
I was high functioning. You would never know that I was baked. I'd be at work. I'd be driving, whatever.
Yeah.
You would never know. I could look you straight in the eye and you wouldn't have a clue that I was stoned.
That's right. And it's
real.
Look, I I am a retired cop. I never busted anybody for cannabis. Ever. Because I've always used cannabis. So I would never have ever busted anybody for something. I do myself, right?
Right. Yeah.
Critical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You're a retired police officer, Benny Loco? I didn't know that.
and then, well, it was after that retirement, forced retirement, I might add, that I found out that cannabis was actually a medication and not just a recreational thing. And it took me 10 years of bouncing up and down the pharmaceutical highway to try to level my head out after a traumatic brain injury, and nothing helped. Nothing helped. Everything made it worse. And
Cindy Ball says, have to be up at 4:30. Good night, everyone. Good night, Sharpshooter. Good night, Cindy.
James.
Thanks for coming.
And now I don't take any pharmaceuticals. And I haven't for almost 10 years. I just use cannabis, and I use copious amounts of it. I eat it. I smoke it. I dab it. And it's kept me off of anxiety medication, pain medication, seizure medication, high blood pressure medication. The list goes on and on.
All right, I'm a little bit of an idiot, but I get the smoking, I get the edibles, but what's dabbing weed?
That is a concentrated form of cannabis that you only need a very small amount to achieve a large relief.
Got it.
Don't you have to run it through a press or something for those?
There's several ways that you can extract from the plant, and you can do it through heat. You can do it through what is that? Help me here, Richard. I'm trying to tell them about extraction processes. You have heat for the cannabis. I have a brain injury and have short-term memory, so it's hard for me to track the extractions like this, or the different processes.
Totally get it.
What about?
Yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff. It was just pretty basic. Smoke it,
Or you can press it. You can blast with with a coolant. BHO. That's what it's called. Yeah, BHO.
Got
Did
it.
we lose Boomer too? Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, Boomer took off.
No, he jumped off. Where did he go?
I know you hadn't been feeling good. Dangerous Criminals. Yo. I was trying to get a hold of you earlier, Dangerous Criminals, but hit me up.
I actually really want to sing my heart out now.
Get back with me, and we'll get you on a later episode of E.V.P.S. Because I know you were saying last night that you had some stories that you wanted to share too. So hit me up. Maybe we could get you on for next week's episode. That'd be awesome.
Hey, Ghost, I'm going to jump off for a little bit. I'm going to go see what my wife's doing.
All right, see you tomorrow, Dave.
All right, Green Bay.
Hey guys, I got to roll too. I have a 7:00 meeting in the morning, so I should probably roll.
Yes.
All right, good night, guys.
I'll take all the seeds.
Much love, Green Bay.
Good seeing you.
Much love, Dave.
Boomer comes back and everybody wants to leave. I'm sorry, Dave. I scared everybody away.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Boomer.
Green Bay, go watch my video.
I will.
Of Jackson.
I'm going to do that right now,
You're
actually.
behind the times, man.
I'll go. I haven't been on.
He's funny. He's
Green Bay,
funny.
You have to watch all my videos tonight.
Yeah.
He said that the doctor told him, "You see all this gray hair? This is because of you." He's like, "You're stressing me out, kid."
Wow.
I don't think I'm
So funny.
supporting you, David. I'm really not sure that I am or not.
Don't worry about it. I have no video.
Should I do the shout out for him? I'll do the shout out before he leaves. If you want a channel that has no content, if you want a channel that starts with David, if you want a channel that just is blank, go to David the producer.
Yeah.
See, to me, David, to me, it's about the energy. It's not about, it's about you and the energy.
Other channels. That's
There
it.
you go. That's energy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
We did fun with David all the time.
I've
Have a
seen
good night,
David.
everyone.
Good night, David.
See you guys.
Dave.
Hey, thanks for having
Hey,
me.
Mr. Producer Man.
Yeah. Hey,
All right.
Director Man now. I got a promotion.
Much love,
Yes.
TDP.
Okay, I am subscribed. Okay. Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
got
having me on, by the
you.
Not a problem.
See ya.
Anytime.
All right, Benny Loco, much love to you, by the way. Aniki, David, Ghost, Red, RK. See you guys.
See ya.
Cheers,
Bye,
baby.
Green Bay.
Much love, brother.
Wow, look at that. I didn't even get a goodbye. Wow.
Ah!
Wow. See, I knew it was me. I knew it was me. I came on. The minute I came on, he had to leave and didn't even give me a goodbye. That's all.
How rude.
Wow. Well, my heart's broke.
Boom, boom. Yeah,
I'm taking back my subscription. I'm unsubscribing.
Oh my
we
God.
love you, Boomer.
Funny. I think that David said goodnight there.
Oh, when did Ben leave?
When did who leave?
While I was running off doing my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bye, Boomer.
Love you, Dave. See, he heard me say I was gonna unsubscribe, so he had to come back.
He's like, wait, no.
You know I love
No, I
you.
can't lose that one. I can't afford it. All right, Dave. Much love to you,
I
brother.
love you. You know I love you, brother Boomer.
Yep. Wow.
No, it's funny.
That's what I love about Dave, man. He's just like
Green Bay had freaking Crazy Eddie down to a science, man. I was like, the first time I saw Green Bay, I thought of Crazy Eddie, and I was like,
yep.
Easy Eddie.
Yep.
Yeah, it brought me right back to you. It's like, oh man, I remember that dude. And then I went back to check it out. You know, whatever happened to Crazy Eddie? He went down hard.
Wow.
Oh wow.
He was doing all kinds of bad stuff, and ties with the mob, and it was crazy. Crazy Eddie. It was really crazy.
Man, I got a question for you. Why is it every time like you get up here with me on somebody's panel or something, I always seem like I'm just got into the middle of an ASMR live?
Because well, you and I know we know here. I'm doing origami.
We'll catch you here after a bit. You'll probably be live at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Let me fix this over here. Sure.
I'm only going to go with this for another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it up on the hour. So
I don't like this whole live chat, top chat thing, guys. What do you think about that?
That's been like that for over a year now, though.
Why don't they stop it? Why are they still doing this? What avail?
It's YouTube.
No, it's Hangouts.
Right.
Oh, I don't know which
No,
it is.
not the live chat. Top chat is YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're talking about something else. That's all right.
Oh, if anybody out there wants to, bring RK some Oreos, we'll be friends.
Nope. Nobody wants to make you no Oreos there, RK.
What? I want some Oreos. There's nothing wrong with that.
I see they got all kinds of different flavored ones now.
I know. I like the vanilla ones. I do like the vanilla ones. The golden Oreos.
I'm just craving that like hardcore right now. Just I need some Oreos, man.
It's like that. When you need something, you just need it, and nothing else will take its place. It's sad.
All right.
We're so spoiled.
I got a question for you guys. Does anybody recognize that area? Do you know what that is? It looks familiar to me.
It's the Barnegat Lighthouse. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
A lighthouse somewhere.
It feels like I've seen it before.
A little lighthouse on a jetty. Looks like you could catch good lobster.
Yeah.
Like to catch
it looked like something like a California area or something. So I thought maybe, Benny
Screenshot it and do a reverse image search on Google.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. I'll tell you where it is. Isn't that some shit?
Doesn't take an app to do that?
No. You're using the Google search. Haven't you ever watched that television show Catfish? That's how they catch those catfishes. They'll take the screenshot of say the chick is like got a supermodel model photo up there, and then they'll image capture that, and they'll put that into the Google search, and it'll come back with images, and then you just click the links under the images, and it'll take it to the actual person's MySpace, and you're like, we knew this wasn't your photo. Well, now let's see who you are.
No, I'll have to figure out
Crazy.
how to do that then.
Sounds like internet magic.
Yeah, Nostalgic Angel said that's how I learned about it. Yeah, reverse image search.
I mean, I've heard about that, not in, I never heard about that for.
How do you post the image into the Google search?
Let's see. I've never been able to put a photo into Google search. Aussie says, I forget. It's been so long since I've done it, but there is a way to do it.
I know my brother used to have this app on his phone where like he just take a picture of something and sends it somewhere, and it brings up these internet sites where this image has been before, and they have descriptions of it and stuff. But
yeah, I'm sure there's probably a tutorial video on how to do it on YouTube somewhere. Just type in how to reverse image search, and you'll find a video that shows you exactly how to do it, I'm sure.
True, that's true. You can find anything on YouTube. I forget that.
Yep.
You can learn anything you want on YouTube.
Yeah. You can. Jackson taught himself how to skateboard.
Can I get a medical degree on YouTube?
A medical degree. That might be a little bit harder to do. But just general knowledge kind of stuff you can find, you need to learn how to change the radiator on a 53 Buick. There's probably a video on it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, shit, I could just go to Dave for that.
Well, yeah, true.
He works on his car so many damn times.
So what you got going on this week there, Boomer?
Recovery.
I know, man, that 24-hour stream you did, man, tore you up.
Actually, it was the last one got deleted. The last 8 hours, well, it was almost 8 hours. So it was 3.5 8-hour stream. So it was like 36 hours.
It got deleted? Oh, okay.
I deleted it because it got a little crazy at the end there, and but yeah, I'm just trying to break this fever tonight, and then see how tomorrow goes.
Well, my appointment is on Monday, so
I gotta get back to work soon. Every time I sit down and start to do something, I either start sneezing, coughing, or shaking. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't working.
Benny, you got anything coming up?
Well, hopefully, the Marine's wife and I are going to try to get together again, like within the next week. Maybe this weekend, maybe not till next weekend. But there's the couple of places we want to go to, and one of them is the Graham Parsons Suite here. I think I've mentioned this to you. Where Graham Parsons took his life and then had his body absconded with to the middle of the desert and set on fire inside a big old. It's a real big, cool story. Wow. And the investigation is going to be incredible, and this is something that we have in the near future. So, absolutely, I can't wait. And we did, I found John from Escalation Unknown sticker down at the Salton Sea.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I had to climb up in the boat and move a giant rock to get in the boat, and I was like, I am not leaving that sticker here. I watched it.
Paranormal New York. Hello.
That's awesome.
He hit it. Yeah, he hit it in the video, and I was like, oh, I'm on it. I'm going to get it, and I did.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. And it's, it's so much fun to be right there where one of your people that you watch and enjoy what they do was right there doing the same thing. It's a surreal feeling. It's very cool, very cool. And the Salton Sea in that whole area is a surreal feeling because it's such a dead zone,
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. I mean, it's dead, but it's beautiful. And it would certainly take a few days to shoot the whole area down there because it's huge. Lots to see. I'm going back.
Aniki, you got anything coming up in the next week or so? Any explorers or anything? I know you've been battling with some illness, and Jackson's going through some stuff right now. So,
I don't know. We found a few places we want to go check out, but we're gonna wait probably till after my appointment Monday, see what happens.
Yeah.
But
cool.
And
definitely need to do some live streaming here next week.
I gotta update some people and stuff too. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. RK, how about you?
Hopefully tomorrow. I get the little surprise that everybody's been wondering about. Ghost already knows about it, but it's best it's just kept sacred.
Oh yeah.
But you got a whole bunch of streaming going on right after that. So this is actually gonna be pretty dang cool.
Experimental.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be experimental.
Oh, I did get a
this is gonna help my streams a lot. So
experimental.
Oh, you got a package from who?
City Girl Country Heart.
Oh yeah?
I haven't opened it yet, but
you gotta do an unboxing?
Yeah, I should. I know what it is, but I still it's kinda awesome to get mail from people.
Right?
It's very awesome. One of the reasons why I was able to get really beautiful photos of the last shoot at the place that I was at, Slab City and Salvation Mountain, was because one of my followers sent me this little cute little GoPro camera. And man, does this thing shoot. Yeah, I was like, holy smoke. I'm starting to learn to use it, and I can use it underwater, and it's shock resistant. It's pretty idiot proof, is what I need.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not GoPro brand. It's E.V.P.S, but it works beautifully, and it came with a whole bunch of stuff to go with it. Yeah, man, and it looks just like a GoPro. It's the same thing.
Terry now spirit stalking. Hey guys.
There's no other feeling like going to your P.O. box and picking up that very first package that arrives at your P.O. box and taking it home and opening up and having your first fresh brewed cup of coffee in a week.
That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to see that. You're going to do us a video, right? I watched your
video. Y'all missed it. I did it live the other night.
I watched it.
No. I'm talking about what Dream put together last night.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. I'll go live with that, too. What Dream was talking about? Yeah, that's going to be... Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
that. Irish
the same way Boomer's been craving coffee, I've been craving Oreos.
Uh-oh.
Let's be real.
Now you need your coffee
I want
cup.
Oreos.
Right?
I want Oreos to go with my coffee.
Now you need your coffee cup there, Boomer, that I have.
Yeah, well, like I said, hold on to that till you get. I started working on it again today, but then I started getting the shakes. So I came up with a new idea for it that I hope you'll like.
Okay, cool.
The finishing touch is going to be something. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, that first package that you received. Can anybody on the panel guess who the first package I got was from?
Me.
Yep. First package I ever received was from Aniki. In fact, right here, and the reason I have it on here is because it was like on a string. It's a blessed cross that she sent me, and it's
you gotta pick it up.
Right here on the boom.
In the way.
It's hanging on my boom mic.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Protecting the live stream. She
Can't
sent
see it,
me
Dave.
one and Lady Swan one, along with some prayer cards and some holy water and stuff like that. And that was the first package I ever got from somebody that watched my channel. It's from
Well, this package the other day was just the first one that I, picked up at the PO box. I think the first package I ever received, was delivered to my house, and I think that was from Dreamwalking Angel or J Mac. I can't remember which one came first, but J Mac and Emmy sent me stuff. Dreamwalking Angel. Margie made a great attempt at it, but that got stolen. Dude behind the camera made a great attempt at it, but that got stolen. So.
Oh wow.
Well, Miss Dreamwalking Angel.
The only two packages that I ever got was from June Gall and Captain Jerk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a bracelet.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of bracelets, I forgot about Boston J.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boston J sent me a pair.
But they showed up at the same time though.
Now I was down at
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. You guys want to stay on the call after I end the stream? That's cool. Hang out and chit chat for a little while. Keevan says, "Thank you for helping Lunatic Dad get to 16K. You are so awesome." Yeah, that's been a couple of weeks ago now, but Lunatic Dad is back. Keevan, and the only reason he didn't stream this last weekend was there was a family emergency. Dad's mother had taken a fall and had to go into the hospital, but he should be back this weekend, hopefully.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to thank everybody out there in the chat that came to the show for the show tonight and stuck around for the after party, and everybody that's been up here on the panel this evening. Sharpshooter, thank you as always for being in here and dropping all those links in the chat and just being a mod god, dude. You are the man. Can't say it enough. Glad to have you back.
And another thing, Sharpshooter, if you ever leave.
Al, Nostalgic Angel, Ashley, Kyoko Rock fans, everybody that was up on the panel, JoJo and Brian, thank you again. I know you guys probably aren't watching this right now, but then again, they might be lurking. But anyway, thank you again for running the show through the storms. I wasn't able to be up here, but I said, you know what? We've got somebody on. Let's go ahead with the show. On with the show. Even if I can't be up there, let's do it. They did it. The storms passed. I was able to get up here, and a successful night. Great turnout, guys. Can't say enough about the community. And thank you again to all the people that was up here on the panel. Green Bay Wacky, Cab 7, Dave the producer, Boomer D, Aniki Jack, Colorado Explorers, Red Kryptonite, Benny Loco. Lou Rock was up here at the beginning. I wasn't on here when Luke Rock was on here, but he was here too. Who am I forgetting?
Green Bay Cab. Wait, did you already say Green Bay Cab?
I said Green Bay Cab. Benny Loco.
David the producer.
David the producer. Red Kryptonite. I think I got everybody.
You got everybody.
Anyway, guys, as long as the internet holds out, I should be back up and doing the networking streams either tomorrow or Saturday, hopefully. Actually, Saturday, I'm kind of thinking that we might actually go out and film someplace. So watch for that.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dave.
And again, Dad should be back this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I don't know what day he'll be back. Yeah.
I hear it's pretty nice in Elmira, New York this
Go ahead,
time of
Boomer.
year.
Are you there? That's a long way to drive. Just for
good too.
But I just wanted to say one thing.
No, we might go out to the cemetery or a tunnel.
Cool.
Yeah,
Sharpshooter, if you ever leave, I'm gonna go Superman on you. You already know what the deal is. Just saying.
Just saying.
All right, guys.
You mean
well, don't forget,
woman?
next week, same time, Brian's channel. Actually, no, I do have an announcement. Next week, E.V.P.S, we're going to be moving to a new time slot. Instead of going at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to push it back to 10 because the days are getting longer and there's daylight until like 9 o'clock now. So, just to take advantage of getting some yard work done and things like that this summer, we're going to go ahead and push E.V.P.S back to 10 o'clock at night on Thursday nights now. So I forgot to say that earlier. I almost completely forgot about it. But I will make an announcement video saying the same thing and get it out to everybody in the next couple of days as well. So
I got a question, Dave.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Lulu was up here.
Oh yes, Lulu.
Oh yeah, you forgot Lulu.
I
What
forget Lulu?
is wrong with Dave?
And it was her
forget
birthday
Lulu.
weekend too, or week.
Yeah, Ghost.
Yeah, I've been shouting her out like crazy in the chat and all that.
We were forgetting, bro. We were forgetting people's birthdays and whatnot. What's wrong with you? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
asked you. I said, who am I forgetting?
Thank
And
God
he was
for
like,
anarchy.
right?
Well, James Sharp said it too in the chat.
So,
Oh, James always on top of stuff.
Yeah. Told you he keeps up with so many live streams and he can keep up with conversations and he can keep
It's
up
amazing. It's amazing.
on so
He's
many
amazing.
channels. It
Yeah.
shocks me.
He's got that virtual roller decks going, like,
First.
I said, Lulu, love you first. Yes, you did.
The question I was having for you
All right, guys.
earlier, Dave, how far away are you from getting your hours?
Gotta be
Oh,
ready.
yeah.
After the stream, I'll have to check, but it was like 850 hours away before the stream.
Okay.
So,
Okay, you're getting close. You're rolling up.
oh yeah, I'm getting close. It should be only another couple of weeks. I'll be there.
I'm not.
I may have to go back and rewatch some old
I don't think
videos.
Say a couple of weeks. I don't see that long, but that's okay.
And shout out to everybody out there that's been like running my videos and trying to help me get them hours in and things like that. And it is appreciated. Like I said, after last October, I actually got purged not only for subscribers but for watch time hours. I got purged like 1,700 hours, and it's been a battle to get back to where I was ever since. Now I'm back to where I was before.
Yeah.
And now I'm just trying to cross that finish line. So
okay, honey.
Oh, yeah,
Matt and Eric,
Ghost, you're almost there, dude.
brother. We are
Proud of all you guys, man.
just getting ready to wrap this up, man. But definitely rewind this, watch it from the beginning. It was a great show tonight. Lulu, love you on. And a lot of people on panel after the show was over. We've kind of hung out for the last 2 hours after the show ended and just had a good time. Ghost Mafia is closing his live stream shortly. Yes. I'm going to be hitting that like in
30 seconds.
But 30 seconds. Okay, guys, I'll say it again. Love you all. Good night.
Dog
ham. Peace.
Much love.